Opening siren at Football Park, round 20 of season 87, Central Districts against Woodville. Rene Van Dommel for the Bulldogs won the toss. They're going with the breeze towards the southern end, worth about 3 or 4 goals as well. Ron Fuller kicks the Warriors into attack. Ralphie Sewer will have to go and chase this. He'll be supported by Templeton. Sewer's got possession on the outer side. Wild sort of a handball from Ralphie. And it's thumped out of bounds. We'll see a throw in outer side. Conditions today not too bad for football. They're overcast at the moment. Expecting a late change this afternoon, but certainly a very strong breeze blowing from the north at the moment.
Boundary throw in, Lounder and Big Negri. Romano Negri, the tallest man in league football. Oh, he infringes, I think, and the free kick goes to Richard Lounder. Almost as tall as Negri, but gives away a couple of centimetres, I'd say. Hand passes on to Robertson, who kicks deep into the forward line, but a good relieving mark by Andrew Rogers, the star centre half back for Woodville. Tries a chip shot out to the wing. Oh, great work out in that far side of the oval. A long kick by the Woodville half-back into the forward, looking for Andrew Taylor. Goes high. Brady relieves the quick hand pass out to Van Dommel. Lounder tries to get the ball down to the relieving rover Krieg, but Krieg is caught with the ball. I feel it's a bit hard on Peter Krieg then. The free kick will go to Chris Toomey in for his first game for the season, replacing Richard Champion, which caused some sort of conjecture amongst critics around town. Looking for Taylor. High fly by Brady. Great mark by Craig Brady, playing a centre half back. He's standing Andrew Taylor today, and he needs a big game, does Brady.
Should be a good duel, that. A couple of tough players as Brady's kick with the breeze goes towards the outer side. No mark taken. Toomey working hard for it. Fantasia the opportunity. Gets the handball back to Lynch. Around the boundary line go the Warriors. Templeton, or some heavy body work being used. Van Dommel was in and out. Hooked a nasty one then towards the thigh area of the left leg, and Rene Van Dommel feeling that at the moment. Conditions overcast, but not that cool with that northerly breeze blowing. We do expect a change late in the day. Lounder and Negri. Whistle is gone. Free kick going the way of the Warriors, and Romano Negri who take it on the half-forward flank. No handballs off. Short kick from Haniza. Half-forward Haylock towards the full-forward area. Well, Taylor's going to run at this, but so is Nichols. Choice of 2 there, and Stephen Nichols was the player chipping in nicely to take a mark only 15 metres out from goal. Stephen Nichols, one of the best full forwards in the league this season. 84 goals going into this game. Second on the goal-kicking ladder. He shouldn't miss that one, and doesn't. Important one for the Warriors into the breeze. They're 1 goal. Centrals are yet to score.
And didn't Stephen Nichols need that goal? He was held scoreless last week. For the second time this season, Stephen Nichols. He's been leading goal kicker most of the year, although John Roberts has a handy lead on the goal kicking ladder at the moment. And Stephen Nichols had one of his downers last Saturday. But today, off to a quick start. A great goal by Stephen Nichols at the 2-minute 30 mark of the first quarter. And Woodville lead by that 1 goal. Stephen Nichols, first goal on the board to that champion football.
Centre bounce. Negri against Lounder. Fuller. Russell Shields working hard on the bottom of the pack there. Fuller also chiming in again, but Peter Krieg comes out with the football. A long kick down towards full forward. Mandamaker and Parker. Parker spores away. Tap out quickly to Greg Thomas. His kick is high, wide, and not very handsome. In fact, we'll see a throw in the right forward pocket. The Warriors 1 goal. Central's yet to score.
That wasn't terribly clever by Greg Thomas. He had plenty of time to have a clean shot for goal, but he rushed into it, and the end result was a very flimsy out of bounds. Boundary throw-in. Negri and Lounder again. Won by Lounder. Picked up by Flintoff, has a flying shot, and it didn't quite get there. The wrong side of the post as far as Central District were concerned. They now draw first blood. That's their first score of the afternoon. And 1 point, Central District. Play Woodville, 1 goal, 6 points.
Central's 8th on the ladder. Woodville in 4th place. Important game for the Warriors today. Max Parker goes towards the outer side. Find Michael Templeton. Templeton on the half-back flank. Warriors at the moment favouring that outer side. We're into a very strong breeze in this first quarter. High ball towards centre wing. Mark taken by Lounder. Handballs on quickly. Chance now for the Bulldogs to build as they go towards full forward. Over the head of Mandamaker and Parker. At the back, the Warriors should be able to mop up. Working hard for it is Jacquia. Handball goes back to James Fantasia. Fantasia run across the face of goals. He's got players out wide. Ralph Sewer is short, but the handball will go over the top to Alex Lunn. Oh, touch of the fumbles for Lunn could be dangerous, but he recovered well. Tapped on by Templeton. A lovely tap, in fact, to find Ron Fuller. Centre wing, Taylor, sport away from behind was Brady. Krieg off hands. He needs support. There's not a lot coming. Kick goes forward from Buckley. It's marked safely on the chest of James Fantasia.
Yes, James Fantasia playing in that back pocket on the Rovers today has started off very well. 3 possessions in 4 minutes of football. Fantasia hugs the outer side of the ground. Oh, great mark by Andrew Taylor. He started in good fashion today, Taylor. He needs a big game, as does his compatriot Nichols. Oh, no, a free kick to Negri. Well, whatever way you look at it, Woodville won the ball. Seems the umpires are going to pay easy free kicks, if you like, to both big fellows today, contesting. Oh, nice mark from behind. No, umpire doesn't pay it. Taylor fishes the ball onto Harris, trying to pick up the falling ball. Krieg running at it, full bore. Beaten to the ball by Fuller. Over to Panizza. Oh, great hand pass, Panizza to Schwarz. Schwarz to Harris in his helmet. And Harris, out of sight of the ground. He's going to find Templeton, I think. Templeton waits for a favourable bounce. Oh, my God, he mucked up that bounce. He still made something out of nothing. Tries to find Taylor. Brady chips in. Handballs on to nobody in particular. Brady after the ball again. I think he might... No. Picked up quickly by Scott Lee. He goes deep. Oh, nice relieving mark by Panizza again. He started off well. He's having a fine season, this guy. Looks for Taylor. Too high. And Brady defending stoutly at centre-half back. Takes a well-judged mark over Andrew Taylor. And will no doubt go for the long kick.
Second kick for Craig Brady. 6 minutes gone of the first quarter. Central's yet to get a goal with this breeze. Ron Fuller showing a bit of dash. He's got plenty of time. Graham will close quickly. Safe handball goes back to Rogers. Again, Woodville go towards that outer side. Templeton's out there with Russell Shields, and the chase is on. Very close to the boundary line. In fact, Russell Shields won't beat the ball there. We'll see a throw in outer side. At the moment, the Warriors have opened well into the breeze. They're one straight goal. Central's a point. You're
right, Rick. That seems to be the ploy by Woodville to play the outer side of the ground as a defensive action. And they're certainly hugging that outer side. And whether that tactic is correct remains to be seen. Boundary throw in. Launder knocks the ball down. Finds Flintoff. Feeds it on. Shields feeds it on. A nice kick by Thomas into the forward line, looking for big Rudy Man to make, and he almost grabbed that one hand. Picked up by Anderson. He shoots, and it's true. Nice Rovers goal by Stephen Anderson. Very alert. And he complimented Rudy Man to make his efforts to mark the ball exceptionally well. And there is Central District's first goal for the afternoon. 1 goal, 1-7 behinds. Plays Woodville. 1 goal, 6 behinds. 6 points.
Taking just over 7 minutes for the Bulldogs to open their account into the breeze. A high kick coming in. Mandamaker couldn't take the mark, but have a look at the snappy pace there of Anderson. He judged that beautifully. Great Rovers goal. The Central's team are now 1-1. The Warriors are 1 straight goal.
Centre bounce again. Negri and Launder, who will be opposing each other all day, one would imagine. Down to Peter Krieg. No. A quick pick up by Shields, who's an enormous kick of the ball. Of course, the wind is favouring him. And he finds Mandamaker. Tries a left foot snap, and it's just missed, I think. Oh, gosh, it's gone through. Well, that was a leg break on that one. He actually rushed into that, and maybe he shouldn't have. He had plenty of time to turn around and almost pop it through with nonchalant ease. But nonetheless, the big fellow Mandamaker found the goal, and that's all you have to do.
Well, there's quick work out of the centre by the Bulldogs side. It was Russell Shields who got the massive kick with the breeze, covered a good 60-70 metres. Rudy Mandamaker took the mark. He played on quickly. A couple of hop skips and a jump, but he found the goals. Central's 2-1. The Warriors 1 straight.
Yes, a left foot goal by Mandamaker. He doesn't kick a lot of those. Centre bounce again. Ross Campbell. Negri and Launder. One by Launder again. He's doing quite well this opening stanza of play. McDonald overruns the ball. Butters up. Tries a hand pass to the side to Alex Lunn over the top. Picked up by Schwarz, the ruck rover. A chip shot. Well, almost, great mark by Nichols. I was going to say it was a chip shot, but I went too far for a chip shot. It was actually a long trajectory kick into this breeze. And he found Stephen Nichols, who has started off in great fashion today. His second kick for the game, his second mark for the game, in fact. And he doesn't miss very often, Stephen Nichols, from this position. As soon as you say he's going to kick it, that's what happens. The breeze is obviously very strong today because Nichols is a very reliable kick for goal. Scott Lee up to Peter, trying to find Peter Krieg. Schwarz out again, starting well. Schwarz, Panizza. Oh, great kick. Kevin Harris lurking on his lonesome, round about centre-half forward, has taken this mark some 30 to 40 metres out. It won't be easy from there, given the breeze. High kick. Oh, look at that breeze holding it up. And it's been marked by Richard Launder right in the teeth of goal. Well, let's say 5 yards in the teeth of goal. A long kick by Launder. Big men fly. Oh, great grab out there. Chris Toomey, he'd also started well today. Handball over the top from Schwarz to Harris. Harris again to Haylock, caught in his wrong foot, which is his left. And I think it's 1 point to Gary Haylock. A very quick shot by Haylock. Almost found the big space between the sticks.
The breeze is certainly strong out at Football Park at the moment. Saw from that shot Stephen Nichols that going to shoot from this left forward pocket. You've got to aim a long way left. Ralphie Sewer up high. Whistle has gone, and Ralph will get the free kick inside the square. Ralph, a veteran of league football, but still keeps up with the times. Lovely hairstyle. Short kick is a good one too to find Stephen Nichols. He's leading a long way out at the moment with Bubner. A couple of great athletes. Short kick from Nichols wasn't that effective. Haylock, McDonald in and out without the football. Picking up is Mark Pryor. Nice pick up on the half volley. Chips across the face of goals. Looking for Buckley. Out there with him is Chris Toomey, and Toomey's got some pace too. Kept that inbounds beautifully to Panizza. Back to Toomey in the 1-2. That was good football from the Warriors. That handball not so good though. Harris, he's caught quickly. Toomey again gets a hurried kick up towards full forward. Front spot marked by Lounder. Lounder's using his height well in defence at the moment.
Having the better Romano Negri at the moment, Rick, is Richard Lounder.
Kick towards the outer side is Ron Fuller and Russell Shields. Council favours Shields. Over the top he goes to Peter Krieg. Krieg's got time to have a look and use this breeze as he goes in long man to make us on a lead, but it favours Max Parker. And a good mark by the skipper in defence.
Max Parker's first kick. Once again goes to the outer side of the ground. They're definitely going to play that side of the ground, Woodville. It's obvious. Looks like a free kick. The umpire's played a somewhat soft free kick. And I think it's going to... No. But neither of the player over that side of the ground wanted to really claim the free kick. Shields kicks deep into the pocket to find Robertson on his lonesome. On a very difficult angle, Robertson, he tries to... well, if you don't mind, I think he's... No, he hasn't. He's missed it. It was a great chance from that... Well, right in front of the scoreboard. It's almost impossible in these conditions. Jeff Robertson gave that a real nudge then and just missed. One behind to Central, makes them 2 goals too. Exactly double Woodville score, 1 goal 1. But Woodville into this breeze are doing very well, Rick.
They sure are. We've played just on 12 minutes of the first quarter. The Dogs lead by only 7 points. Kick out from Max Parker was a floater. Chance for Ron Fuller if he gets a sit, and he won't. We'll see a throw in on the outer side. Daryl Panizza wants penalty free. Thought it came off the boot of Peter Krieg. Boundary umpire deciding against it, and he'll throw in. Just over 12 minutes gone. The Bulldogs 2-2. Warriors are 1-1. Lounder against Negri. Bodywork being used as Lounder takes it out of the air. Fuller smothered his attempted handball, picked up by Daryl Panizza. He's opened well in this first quarter. Handball goes out wide to Fantasia. Centre wing, Andrew Taylor almost came in strongly from the side. Craig Brady's there for the Dogs. We'll see a throw in. Centre wing out of side. First quarter here at Football Park.
Should be a good duel today between Craig Brady and Andrew Taylor. Both are struggling a little to find touch, and so far both players have had their say in the game. Boundary throw in. Lounder and Negri. We're saying that quite a few times today. Lounder's left hand tries to find the Van Dommel, but over the top to Harris, who forges his way through the pack with his typical courage. Handball out by Taylor to Panizza. A long kick into his own forward line, trying to find Ralph Sewer. Ralph goes with courage, but dispossessed by Scott Lee. Ball falls to ground. Scrimmage of players. And a natural ball up. I think also we'll see a lot of ball ups today. It's that sort of a windy day that adds to the scrimmages.
A lot of players around the fall of this bounce. Flintoff almost couldn't crash through the pack. Taylor an opportunity. If he can get possession, he can. Handball was smothered though. Some desperate work at the moment being used. And umpire Trembath has found a free kick. It's going the way of the Dogs in defence. A chance for them to move into attack. They need goals in this first quarter. Van Dommel won the toss. An important one to win on a day such as this with strong breeze. Girdham towards the centre wing area, and Jeff Robertson's picked himself up a free kick. Pryor will give him support for the handball. Pryor's kick is long. Good 50-metre kick too to find Girdham, who'll play it on from there. Crab his way towards centre half forward and then drive in long with a left boot. Man to make a Parker, and Parker did well. Put fist to ball, and we'll see a throw in the right forward pocket. Bulldogs into attack.
2 players wearing long sleeves for Central today are Mike Smith, number 23, and number 13, Jeff Robertson, always wears a long sleeve and characteristically has his jumper hanging outside his pants. Parker goes to the knockout, finds Alex Lunn over the top, another handball, trying to find Steve Jackery, who carries the ball over the line, just as Philip Graham was closing in to make some sort of a contest out of that. The more wastage of time, the better Woodville looking this quarter. They don't need to score that much into the breeze as long as they restrict Central. They're kicking with a probably 5-goal breeze. Snapshot out of bounds in the full. That won't help Central's cause either. Andrew Rogers probably got on the road just enough then to make Keith Allen not quite get his foot to ball correctly.
Big Max Parker again started at full-back today with Romano Negri in ruck. Parker's kick, well, that gives an indication of the breeze. They only covered about 30 metres. The handball off finds Anderson. Back to Mark Pryor. Pryor goes towards centre half forward. Waiting underneath it though. That breeze stopped Blunt from taking the mark. Shields gets it out the side door. Can't get the kick away. Down goes Flintoff again. Clean bowl was Anderson. Templeton uses the body heavily. Forces the handball out. In fact, I think he was looking for the line. Also caught the side of one of his own defender's head. It hurt too. Rick gash above the eye.
That's almost penalisable. That man wasn't trying to get the ball in play.
No, straight defensive action. Parker went up high against Allen, almost taken by Rogers. Rudy Mandemaker used some strength there, and there's a blatant point given away by, I think, Stephen Jacquier on that occasion. No wonder that Templeton is standing with hands on hips. That's a point to the opposition, and it's not good football, Graham.
Absolutely ridiculous, that. The man could have taken possession of the ball and kicked it clear of his own defence. He opted to do a double-handed open palm into the goal square and give away a point. Crazy stuff. Now Panizza playing a great game, but roaming far and wide over the Jacquier. Jacquier goes for one bounce. Almost should bounce it again, I think. He's run about 16 metres. Goes high, Craig Brady and Taylor again. But Buckley forces the ball to ground. I think he's been run over the boundary line. It's definitely the dead side of the ground over in the outer perimeter there. And that's where Woodville are heading every time they get a chance. So the tactics are pretty obvious. Boundary throw-in. Negri and Lounder. Negri wins this one out. Gets the ball down quickly. A handball over the top again, out of bounds. Oh boy, we're going to see a lot of this out of bounds stuff over that far side, I fear. Doesn't help the game. I like to see it down the middle of the ground personally, but then again, that's the coach in me coming out, Rick.
Throw in on the outer side. It's going to be the two giants, Lounder and Negri. Clash of shoulders allows Lounder to take the ball out. Russell Shields will go long. He does. Out comes Mandemaker. Parker's right with him. Mandemaker couldn't take the mark. Jack with the relieving free kick towards that outer side again. Pretty obvious that's the tactical ploy in this first quarter as Panizza goes short and beautifully put to find Chris Toomey. Toomey back into the side this week. Kick number 3 coming up for him. Champion was the player to miss out. Romano Negri almost, but recovers well, does the gentle giant. He gets a hurried kick away too. That was touched off the boot. Ralph Sewer couldn't. Chance for Smith. Pryor. The Bulldogs out of trouble. Long kick towards the centre of the ground. Graham couldn't do much with it. David Flintoff. Beautifully put too. Oh, Mandemaker almost bounced off his chest, and Max Parker will chase that one towards the line wall. Rudy Mandemaker had that cold.
Well, had been a custard tail with a spud all over him, Rudy. I think he just took it too easy. I think he really felt, well, here it is, I've got it. I'm going to shoot around and find a goal here, but in the interim period, the ball bounced off his chest, and his outstretched hands couldn't retain possession. Boundary throwing. Oh, Rudy tries to make up for his mishap. Races in, taps the ball on. Oh, no. Parker gets the ball out to Flintoff, a very clever player, Flintoff. He doesn't miss those. It's a great goal to David Flintoff, roving with perfection. He's had a run of outs over the last few weeks, this lad, but he is a fine player and has uncanny goal sense, and that exemplified my comment. Great goal to David Flintoff, his first, his team's third, and Central slip away to a nice, neat 14-point lead.
Yeah, good work there from David Flintoff. Mandemaker went up high for that tap, worked the ball out, but Flintoff picked it up. He thought about the handball, decided not to. It was the correct move and a good snap too. Central's 3-3, Woodville at 1-1.
Centre bounce up. Negri and Lounder again. Nobody wins out. Peter Krieg tries to get it on, but gets it on the wrong way to Ronnie Fuller, his direct opponent. Ron Fuller tries a wide kick to Ralph Sewer. Ralph does well. Comes around his left foot. Characteristic fashion. A chip shot to Nichols, who has started very well. Oh, Kevin Harris mops up beautifully. If it only sits up for him, he'll have a shot from that bad angle. And the wind being as it is today makes it almost impossible. But Andrew Taylor's roaming wide and handsome over that far side of the ground. Oh, top work. Top work by Scott Lee. He's been a great player this year. If I had a choice of Central District's best and fairest this year, it would be Scott Lee. He finds Stephen Anderson dispossessed. Ron Fuller chips in. Well done, Ron Fuller. A left foot stuck to nowhere. In fact, straight to a Central District defender in Roger Girdham. Long kick by Craig Brady. Gee, he finds rain now and again, Brady, with his quick kicks. Stephen Anderson, no, dispossessed by Scott Shields. And Shields kicks high, knocked to the ground by Jacquier. Picked up by Trevor Rowe, the human glove. And now the other fellow, which way, what way? Greg Thomas is dispossessed on the boundary, almost holding the ball out. He had his chance to get rid of it, but didn't. But nonetheless, no doubt the umpire was correct in his assessment.
It's very close to being pinged. I think the boundary line just saved him. Throw in. Romano Negri got there late for the knock. Templeton off hands. Thought about using Fuller and didn't. He's got McDonald loose though on centre wing. It's a good kick too to find McDonald. We'll have to just slow up because there's a lot of movement up forward at the moment for the Warriors. That high kick will sit into the breeze. Taylor won't get anywhere near it. Scott Lee will. Rebounds quickly. Good kick towards centre half forward. Looking for Allen. Allen's got it too. Rogers on that occasion was caught a couple of metres out of position. Second kick for Allen. He's put that beautifully in to find Russell Shields. And Shields is certainly within scoring distance. He's a great kicker of the football. The sixth kick coming up for this quarter, almost directly in front, just needs the accuracy. Got underneath it. He's got the height, hasn't quite got the distance, and it's rushed through for a behind. So Centrals move along to 3 goals 4. They're 22 points. The Warriors are 1-1-7.
Somewhat wasting the breeze, are Central. It's a big breeze, and they've got to score goals. Max Parker clearing out to that famous defensive side of the ground on the outer. Negri knocks the ball away from Lounder. A quick kick by Krieg, caught in his wrong foot. He's got a good right foot, Krieg, normally, though, but that was a very poor one, and it finds the boundary line. With no result in play, generally speaking.
21 minutes gone of the first quarter. The Bulldogs 3-4 with a breeze. The Warriors 1-1 into it. Boundary throw in. The Bulldogs into attack. They'd like to get at least another 2 or 3 goals. This breeze could be worth 4 or 5. Allen got up high. Kick forward by Shields. He's just offline and through for a point. So at the moment, Centrals are under pressure when kicking for goal. That's resulting in a few points going on the board. They're 3-4. Woodville are 1-1.
Max Parker kicks in again, going for that defensive side, as I keep talking about. Ronnie Fuller's trying to get the run of the ball here. Peter Krieg in pursuit. It's out on the full. No, it was touched. No, yes, it was. As you well know, the rule is if it goes out without being touched, the free kick goes to the side who weren't defending. Boundary throw in between Lounder and Negri again. 2 bean poles. Really big people. What happens? Panissa goes to the knockout and wins it. A free kick to Negri. I hope this doesn't keep up all day. I can't stand these ticky-touch with free kicks to big fellas pushing and shoving each other. Negri goes deep into his forward line, trying to find Taylor. But Taylor is nonplussed, nowhere near it. A quick hand pass out by Mark Pryor. Finds Stephen Anderson, goes deep into his forward line. Oh, great work by Jackria, but it keeps the ball in play, which may not suit Woodville. Phil Graham with his characteristic pace, trying to get over the ball. Flintoff works hard. Picked up by Greg Thomas. And Russell Shields, what he's doing there, I'll never know. He's playing on a wing, but he keeps... well, maybe he's playing half forward. I might have misjudged the man there. He was named on a wing, but nonetheless, you can't really believe where sides line up in contrast to how the paper says they should line up. So perhaps Russell Shields is playing forward of centre, and I'm wrong, saying he's on a wing.
I get the feeling there's plenty of desire at the moment in this Bulldogs side, but maybe just a touch over-anxious to get their game going. A couple of fumbles here and there, and with this breeze at their back, just take it easy for a while and concentrate. Maybe the goals will come. Allen got up high. Lunn almost. Thomas couldn't take it either. Alex Lunn came out with it. Handball goes to Colin McDonald. McDonald will look towards centre wing. Taylor and Brady. Brady at the back went for the mark. Recovers well. Big Negri almost got Craig Brady. And around Taylor goes Craig Brady. Beat 2 there. Uses the breeze and goes high towards full forward. Parker's got front spot at the back. Rudy Mandamaker. Snap with the left boot. Goes towards goal. Will it break back for Rudy? It won't. Hits the post. A point the result. 3-6 Centrals. They've had 9 scoring shots. The Warriors are 1-1.
Bad luck for Rudy Mandamaker. The odds were it would have bounced through then, the way the ball was running. But it hit the post. And that was a bad break for the Central District team. 1 point to Rudy Mandamaker. He's now kicked 1 goal, 1 for the game. Central 3-6. Woodville 1-1.
Kick goes towards the outer side, marked by, well, almost marked by Ron Fuller. Stephen Jackery has got a problem in defence at the moment, getting some spray towards the right elbow.
The old magic spray, Rick, that cures all things.
5th kick coming up for Ron Fuller. The Warriors certainly need him getting back to his best form in the middle of the ground. Likewise, Kevin Harris. A kick very close to being out of bounds on the full. Boundary umpire, though, on the spot, said it was touched. Shake of the head from the big fellow in Craig Brady, and a throw in on the outer side. Almost approaching full time now. Centrals would not be that happy with this quarter. 3-6 to 1-1. Romano Negri got up high. And the chase is on. First there will be Rowe, if he can only pick it up. Came off the bootlaces first time, picks up second time and hooks around the body. Choice of 2 here. Allen the mark, looks for some support. The players are there. This is Peter Krieg. Shrugs the tackle beautifully, but his right foot kick only covers about 30 metres. Lund spores away well. Jacquier uses the body. Down goes Alex Lund again. Robertson trying to work it out the back door. He was successful. Play on the call there from umpire Trembath. Could have been a free kick. Now the whistle has gone and we'll see a bounce down.
I'll tell you why umpire Trembath didn't pay that free kick, Rick, because Philip Graham tried to telegraph it. They don't like players suggesting, hey, it's my free kick. That's why he didn't pay it, in my humble opinion. The bounce is askew a little. A quick pick up by Keith Allen, trying to burst his way through the pack. Trevor Rowe finds the ball. A nothing kick, and Allen butters up again trying to get hold of that ball, but Panizza roaming far and wide and playing a great game. Oh, not so great. Well, he's played a great game, but I mean, that was his first mistake for the afternoon. Be it all 25 minutes old, and it's gone out in the full, and the free kick goes to Russell Shields, who I think is playing on the forward line. It's a bit hard to pick up because he's playing all over the place. Likes the goal, does Russell Shields. Tries to find Rudy Mandamaker. Oh, all but finds him. Max Parker does well to get the ball out to Colin McDonald. He's lost sight of it, McDonald. And a pick up by Greg Thomas, the Norwood recruit, and I think it's a point. Greg Thomas has been wasteful. That's 2 shots for goal this quarter, and both have been blasted instead of thought about. And he hasn't really worked the wind out at all and missed the goals comprehensively both times.
Short kick out from Max Parker to find Alex Lund. This time they come grandstand side, the Warriors. Lynch is here with McDonald, but they've lost it. Robertson, the handball out to Phil Graham. Graham's got time to have a look. He'll go short and find Russell Shields. Now Shields is at about the true centre-half forward position. 8th kick coming up for him. He's had plenty of the football in this first quarter. And boy, do the Bulldogs need a straight kick here. 3-7 with the breeze so far. Shields' kick is underway. Now that's going across the face of goals as well. In fact, very close to out of bounds on the full, but no, he's just snuck it in for a point. 3-8 the Dogs. The Warriors are 1-1.
I finally worked it out, Rick. Russell Shields is playing on the wing because Daryl Panizza just raced in to pick him up. It's been very hard to pick up because the man's been doing what he likes in his own forward line, and at this point in time, really, Daryl Panizza has played an exceptionally good game for Woodville, but nonetheless, Shields has been the most damaging player in his own team's forward line, and Panizza must play more thought to defence, I feel. Long kicking by Max Parker, picked up by Keith Allen, over to Robertson, forced on his wrong foot, which is his left, and he doesn't worry Robertson. It's a great shot for goal. Split the centre, his 3rd kick, his first goal, and Central move on to 4 goals 8, 32. That could be match-losing football with 12 shots for goal, because that end of the ground, let's call it the golf course end, will unquestionably be the scoring end of the oval all day, and they've kicked 4-8 Central from 12 shots.
Put that goal down to Keith Allen. He was the player that got it out to Robertson. He did a fine job when he finally got that left foot kick away. 28 minutes gone. Central's a 4-8. The Warriors are 1-1. Centre bounce.
Yes, Negri and the big fellow Lounder again, having a good duel. Well, Lounder's on top at this point in time. Picked up by... oh, no, he's been penalised for holding the ball. I can't believe that free kick against Chris Toomey. He hardly had possession. I thought he tried to handball it, but the umpire saw otherwise and paid holding the ball to David Buckley. Oh, Buckley's off, in my opinion. The umpire agrees. He tries a wishy-washy punt kick going towards the forward line. Allen can't mark. Down to the ground, picked up again by Alex Lund, defending stoutly this quarter. Could have been in the back. The umpire agrees. Free kick to Alex Lund, and Philip Graham standing over the mark. Tries to stop Alex Lund. Now, you'll go to the far side, I think you'll find. It seems to be the tactic of the day with his 2nd kick. Trying to find Kevin Harris, the Centurion, in that familiar hat that he wears these days. Russell Shields does a somersault over Harris. Harris must go left this time. No, he's trying to make something out of nothing over there. Picked up by Trevor Rowe. A great capture of the ball. Trying to find Philip Graham. Has no trouble in finding the experienced Graham, who spins around. He pirouettes, if you like. Out of trouble. Looks for the goals, but 1 point only.
Well, important shot by Phil Graham right on the siren to end the first quarter here at Football Park, and boy, did Centrals need that to be straight. Quarter time, the Bulldogs with the breeze. They kick 4 goals 9. They're 33 points. The Warriors are 1-1-7.
Start of the second quarter, Central 4 goals, 9-33. Had the breeze the first quarter, lead Woodville 1 goal, 1-7. This is Woodville's big chance to get back in the game. It's a howling breeze. Negri and Lounder. Negri wins out, gets the ball down, picked up by Halo, quick kick into the forward line. Harris racing forward to the play, but Brady, great tap over the top, looking for Mark Pryor. Mark Pryor bends down, picks it up. Well done, Mark Pryor. Oh, it goes to that far side of the ground as Woodville did the entire first quarter. Colin McDonald running backwards for the ball. Oh, a cruel bounce from McDonald. Picked up by Robertson, turns around, does a high floppy sort of a punt kick, but Alex Lunn is equal to the task and marks ahead of Greg Thomas. Alex Lunn. Oh, chip shot. To no avail because Philip Graham gets in the road, picked up by Buckley over the top. Krieg again. Krieg at last gets his left foot to the ball. He's been caught on his right foot too often today and finds champion full forward Rudy Mandermaker. Mandermaker also started in rather sloppy fashion. Kicked the goal he probably shouldn't have kicked. And from 3 other shots for goal, he hasn't scored the major he would be looking for. He's kicked 1 goal for the game so far. And as I say, it was a sort of a leg break left footer, which I don't think he really would be too proud of, but it went through. Long kick by Mandermaker. Oh, it sways the other side. It isn't easy. Might I say, that end of the ground is most difficult today, and you won't see many people scoring from more than 30 metres out. There's Kevin Neal showing some anguish at his star full forward shot for goal, but it wasn't a bad kick. It's just that the breeze is very hard to read.
Would have been a vital goal too to open the second quarter into the breeze for the Dogs. Kick out from full back. Mark's going to be paid to Romano Negri. This Rudy Mandermaker on that occasion really should have taken about the left goal post. Now, umpire has blown the whistle again, and Romano Negri is going to be asked to take that kick in take 2. His 4th coming up. Umpire Trembath, the man on the spot. Central's 4 goals, 10. 14 scoring shots to Woodville's 1-1 as Negri goes with an awful kick towards centre wing. Absolute terrible kick. He's got the height all right, this guy, but the skills do come to him. He's got up into a rather handy player at the moment. We haven't seen Max Parker move away from fullback. He's got the job of watching Rudy Mandermaker throwing out his side. Launder and Negri. Launder had front spot. Rowe took possession, but again the whistle has gone, and free kick will go the way of Richard Launder out of side. Dogs into the breeze. Not a bad kick. That'll sit right up with the breeze. They'll fly for it. Oh, Rogers and Lunn collided, and Rogers nearly took Lunn right out of the game as well. Out of side, Rowe. He's worried off the ball by Panizza. Krieg's handball hit Rogers on the chest and throw in out of side.
Yeah, the game certainly is on the outer side of the ground more times than not. That's brought about by the breeze, and both sides obviously have, oh, these 2 big fellas are pushing and shoving again. No wonder there's been so many free kicks played by the umpires. He's found another one. Now, who's in the right, who's in the wrong? I'm blowed if I know. It appears the umpire's blaming Richard Launder this time for shepherding before the ball was thrown in. Hand pass from Negri over to Panizza. A long kick into the forward line. Oh, my gosh. Marked by Mark Allen. Keith Allen, I should say. Handball over to Shields. A long kick by Shields. Here's a good kick of the ball, that fellow. And he found Rudy Mandermaker, having his 2nd kick for the quarter. But, boy, that's a bad angle. You know, even a left footer from there would be in trouble kicking that one. And Rudy Mandermaker, as we all know, is a natural right foot kick. Nonetheless, he's a full forward. And full forwards usually give it a nudge from any part of the ground. Max Parker standing the mark. Oh, it's coming back. I tell you what, that's some sort of a kick by Rudy Mandermaker. He has split the centre. That, I would suggest, he would have seen about 1/2 inch of space in shooting for that goal. It's his 2nd and his club's 5th. 5-10, plays 1-1.
Well, I nearly would have bet money that Rudy Mandermaker could not have kicked that goal. That was a superb kick from that right forward pocket into the teeth of the breeze, and made no mistake about it. Central's 5-10. It's the one they wanted into the breeze. Woodville a 1-1.
Centre bounce again. Launder doing very well against Romano Negri. Both players infringing quite a bit according to the umpires. Oh, boy. Looked like a right cross to Negri on the ground then, but maybe it wasn't. Optical illusion, let's say. Keith Allen gets the ball out again. Andrew Taylor roaming far and wide from his centre-half forward spot. Over to Andrew Rogers. Great left-hand hand pass to Colin McDonald. And Colin McDonald's having trouble controlling the ball today. He just can't seem to get hold of it. Perhaps it's the breeze. I'll give the player the benefit of the doubt on that occasion, because it is a rather swirly breeze and difficult to handle. There's the bunker.
Central's bunker at the moment. Kevin Neal saw a moment ago sitting higher in the stands. A good look at the game. Conditions aren't good for players. The breeze extremely strong and really starting to swirl around now. Warriors go in towards centre half forward. Ralphie Sewer's got it. He'll look for 15 metres and almost got it too. Played on now as he goes left, right, zips, zaps, stalemate, caught and gets a kick away. Templeton's closest there. Bubner comes to meet it. Taylor's got possession now. Off, well, that's been ruled a throw. Umpire Trembath was on the blind side of Andrew Taylor, but certainly close enough to make a decision. David Buckley will go towards that outer side. Choice of two out there. Rowe at the back, Colin McDonald. McDonald goes in high towards half forward. Brady and Taylor, that ball swirling around again, Toomey almost. Harris has got the crumbs, feeds out the handball to Sewer. He gets his left foot kick away. It's a high one. Bubner's got the jump on Nichols, though, and takes a good mark close to the line.
Yes, nice defensive mark by Peter Bubner. Shades of his game against Victoria when he played fullback the last quarter. Long kick into the defensive side of the ground from his point of view. Over to Kevin Harris, a great hand pass by Colin McDonald. Harris looks at the... oh, boy, that's not a good kick by Harris. And the outstretched hands of Stephen Nichols forced the behind. And Peter Bubner will kick in again.
Wouldn't be surprised, Graham, too, if that change we're expecting isn't that far away, because I was just looking at the flags towards the southern end of Football Park at the moment, and they could be switching around. So that breeze and that change is certainly going to come and will affect this game of football. Haylock gives it to Schwarz. Schwarz's kick. Now have a look at that ball. I would suggest that Woodville could be into the breeze in this quarter very shortly. Brady's kick is a high one. More height than distance underneath it. It's a tough one to take, but a good grab too from Peter Krieg. Krieg will play it on. Has a look up forward. He'll go short towards centre wing. Russell Shields has got the run of it. Fantasia maybe into his back, but Fantasia got the handball out to Fuller. Fuller turns, chips away short, and he'll find Ralph Sewer. Now Sewer's got some space to play with. The handball over the top will miss Fantasia. Plenty of time to recover though, as Fantasia will go short. That's a good kick to two to find Andrew Taylor. Taylor, his first kick coming up, was well held in that first quarter. Warriors 1-2. Kicked 1 point so far in this quarter. 7 minutes gone now. Taylor's put that ball out left. And the way the breeze is swinging, it would only go further away. Another good mark taken by Peter Bubner. Well, if that breeze swings, how unlucky will Woodville be kicking into the breeze 2 quarters in a row? Still, these things happen in football. That's the name of the game. It's a very uncertain game is football. Chip shot over the top. Anderson over to Krieg again. Krieg's playing quite well, having quite an effect on game. Oh, big Vandermaker puts one hand up. Not good enough. Max Parker playing behind, but wins the ball. Almost holding the ball. Max Parker still held by Vandermaker, but the umpire rules that play on. In after the ball goes, the big fellow again, Allen, over to Phil Graham, who is having trouble controlling the ball, and it looks like there'll be a ball up. No, there won't be. Picked up by Fantasia. Playing quite well, Fantasia. And a great hand pass out to Jacquia. Jacquia steadies, tries to chip, and, oh yes, good stuff, Ron Fuller. Although Peter Krieg is somewhat on top of him at the moment. Handball over the top to Schwarz. Playing as a ruck rover today. Schwarz comes around to his natural kicking foot, his right kick foot. Finding Gary Haylock, it would appear, over the far side of the oval. And Scott Lee manning up on the mark, but Haylock was equal to the task and took a handy mark. It's his 5th kick for the game. Long kick into the forward line looking for Taylor. Taylor appears to have gone to full forward at this point in time, and Stephen Nichols will be out at centre-half forward, that would mean. It's difficult to work out because they're playing next to each other just right now, but it was interesting that Bubner was actually standing Taylor for that contest. Howling gale at the moment, just about going across the ground here at Football Park now. The throw-in. Look at the throw-in from the boundary umpire. It only covered about 4 metres into ground. Brady picks up, gets a kick away. That's not a bad kick too. Shields, almost a good mark. I think he really would have paid that one. Works hard for it. Kicked off the ground towards the centre circle. Lunsball's away from behind. Rowe picks up the crumbs beautifully. He's got support too. Greg Thomas, 50 metres out, floats one up towards full forward. Or Max Parker seemed to get a big shove in the back. Not seen by the umpire. Picked up by Anderson. He's going to skirt the boundary line. Couldn't get away from a strong tackle from Fantasia. Max Parker. Booming left foot kick out wide. Good one too to find Colin McDonald. McDonald's got players loose. That could be dangerous, but Gurdon couldn't do much about it. Panizza's away. Took plenty of dash. He's had a couple of bounces. Worked his way towards the centre of the ground and then put it up high towards centre half forward. Taylor came too late for it. Lee almost. Taylor's working hard though on the bottom of that pack. He'll get the handball out. Sewer goes for the round arm left knock. It'll find Fuller. Fuller under pressure. Handball's back. Kick towards goal from Toomey's beautifully smothered. The Bulldogs are out of trouble. Buckley goes towards the middle of the ground. Well put to find the big fellow in Richard Lounder. Yes, Andrew Taylor is playing at full forward now. Malcolm Blight has made a switch there. And now the ball is picked up by Trevor Rowe, who's done quite a sterling job thus far in the game. Oh, a great left foot kick out to Vandermaker. But Vandermaker couldn't quite get his 2 hands to it. Jacquia got in the road. Picked up again by Rudy Vandermaker, forced onto his left foot, trying to find young Anderson. He can't. Graham scurries after the ball, taps on. Russell Shields running in, picks up the
loose ball, and, well, from point-blank range, misses. No, it's through. I'm sorry. That was a goal. Oh, my gosh. The way the umpire ran across, one would expect the the minor score to go up, but no, it was a goal, and a somewhat fortuitous goal for Russell Shields. I think he himself was surprised. That wind is very diabolical in that part of the ground, and any score is a good score, but a goal, that's fantastic.
Yeah, good goal there from Russell Shields. He did that well. That's his 11th kick for the game. Takes the Bulldogs along to 6 goals, 10. They're 46. The Warriors are 1 goal, 8 points, and it's not looking good for the Warriors at the moment. Back to a centre bounce. The Warriors need to win this in 4th place on the ladder. They're a game clear of Glenelg. Same points as Port Adelaide, and the double chance is vital this year. And if they lose this today, the Warriors could be in big trouble. Girdham's kick was smothered at the boot by Templeton. Haylock. No, it's Stephen Nichols it is, away from full forward. His kick only covered about 20 metres. Play on the call from the umpire. Toomey got it out, back to Stephen Nichols. Has a look up forward and sees Taylor. Taylor and Bubner. Taylor's got front spot. Bubner was at the back. Smith will be first there for the Dogs. The defence has held up well on this quarter. Good kick out too from defence. We'll find Greg Thomas. Got the sit. Easily gets around Panizza. Greg Thomas's kick over centre wing is nice too to find Russell Shields. Shields will go short and find Trevor Rowe. Rowe wants to play it back onto Russell Shields. He'll get it now, will Russell Shields. Kick goes out in front of Phil Graham at the back, and Graham almost a big stretch mark. Couldn't complete it. Should mop up here. Lynch. High kick out of defence. All this is danger. Getting back on it, Jeff Robertson.
Well, they really are non-plussing Woodville at the moment. Centrally, they're playing a good brand of footy, and certainly you've got the Warriors on the run at the moment. Chip shot over to Peter Krieg, who's done a sterling job in the centre of the ground. Alex Lund standing the mark. That's his 8th kick, Peter Krieg, as I said, doing a top job. A long kick into that breeze to Mandermaker. Can't quite get his hands to the ball. The falling ball down to Flintoff. Tries to tap it over to Philip Graham. But the Woodville defence, no, they don't stand firm. Picked up by Trevor Rowe. He doesn't miss many, and he hasn't missed that one. Top goal to Trevor Rowe. And now Central District, if you don't mind, streak away. 7 goals, 10, 52. That was Trevor Rowe's 5th kick and his first goal. Playing Woodville, 1 goal, 2, 8. They've got a mammoth hole in this game at this point in time, and Woodville need a resurgence of ability, plus a little bit of luck, I would imagine.
You mentioned it would have been an important toss to win today, and I think it was, because Rene Van Dommel won it. The Dogs went with a strong breeze in the first quarter. There's no doubt it's now switched around westerly, and if anything, you can kick goals to both ends at the moment.
Which is remarkably bad luck for Woodville, who appeared to be doing well in the first quarter into a strong breeze. Now they're playing into the breeze again. Great knock by Negri. Harris gets in after, but beaten to the ball by Brady. Picked up by Girdham. Krieg tries to kick off the ground. Can't quite get a hold of it. Oh, player stacks on the mill again. Picked up by Brady again. A great left-hand hand pass out to Thomas, who can't take possession. And the players sitting each other once more. Big Lounder feeds it out. Brady again roaming far and wide. Caught with the ball almost. Trevor Rowe mopping up. Left foot kick into the forward line. Looking for the outstretched hands of Mandermaker. Max Parker plays in front and gets the ball to the ground. Andrew Rogers chimes in. Along comes Colin McDonald, running to the outer side of the ground, which really doesn't suit their cause this stage of the game. They've got to come down the middle, Woodville. Negri, oh no, not in it. And picked up by Mark Pryor. That mops up very well. Looking for Russell Shields. Oh, and Shields marks unopposed. It's his 14th kick. Unbelievable for Blake playing on a wing. And found Mandermaker, a second grab at the ball. And he was able to retain possession, throws it up like a cricket catch. You'd swear Mandermaker took a slips catch then the way through the ball in the air. Actually, you are allowed to do that, though. As you go back to think about it, he's contemplating his shot for goal. And once again, it won't be easy. Mandermaker playing full forward today is having his 7th kick for the game. So one can hardly say Max Parker has kept him under lock and key. Nonetheless, Max has had his moments also. Strange as it may sound, Mandermaker comes in. Oh, a disgraceful kick. Absolutely diabolical. But once again, I hasten to add, it's a lot harder than we think sitting up here in the safety of the commentary box.
7th kick in the game for Rudy Mandermaker. He kicked 9 the last time these two sides clashed. That was back in round 11. It was a close game on that occasion. Warriors by 6 points. At the moment they trail by plenty. Taylor got up high with Negri. Krieg almost. Fuller gets around Greg Thomas with ease. Ball out wide. Put Negri under pressure. He recovered well though. Panizza's kick is long towards half forward. Buckley and or Toomey. The boundary line will beat both, and we'll see a throw in on the outer side. Played almost 15 minutes now of the second quarter. The Dogs are 7-10. The Warriors are 1-2.
Another boundary throw in from the outer side of the ground. Very dark and dismal. Could get some rain soon. Boundary throw in. Chris Toomey tries to control the ball, but he couldn't quite hang on to it. Greg Thomas around the corner. Colin McDonald, gee, showing amazing courage, ran against the face of play and retained possession of the ball. That takes a lot of guts, I'll tell you. Colin McDonald, a big boot of the ball normally, doesn't get as long as he would have wished, and marked in defence by Mark Pryor. Left-hand hand pass, concedes ground really, trying to find Russell Shields again. Russell Shields has one hand of the ball, but he's enveloped by Woodville players. Gary Williams on the ground, and Gary Williams turns into play with a funny old sort of a nothing punt kick, trying to get to the boundary line, one would think, but Stephen Nichols chips in. Handball's over the top, picked up by Alex Lunn, running into trouble again. Can't get rid of the ball. When he does, yes, good stuff. Over the Nichols finishes up the ball from Gary Williams. Nichols will go long into the square, looking for and finding, if you don't mind, Chris Toomey, I feel, lurking right in the goal square. Well, Chris Toomey had a rather good first quarter, I felt. He's picked up 5 kicks for the game, and this should be his first goal, one would think. Though I hesitate to really say what a player is going to do close to goal, Rick.
Yeah, Malcolm Blight's made a couple of changes. Graham Negri's gone to the bench. Andrew Taylor has gone to full back, and Max Parker's gone into ruck.
I can't believe Taylor to full back, but he must have good reason for that. He probably feels he needs the ball in front of him to save twisting and turning. Chris Toomey shoots. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely disgraceful. That's out on the full, and I said he should kick his first goal. I give up nominating what a player should or shouldn't do. It really is dangerous, I guess, and Chris Toomey, well, he's not hanging his head in shame, but maybe he should.
Another change from Malcolm Blight. Haylock's gone off. Coming onto the ground now is Brentley Hughes. So Blight's certainly pulling the changes in this quarter at the moment as that ball's worked towards the outer side. It's got to be out of bounds on the full. We'll see a penalty free kick. As coach Malcolm Blight has a number of changes. The surprise one being Taylor to full back. He had to do that though to bring Parker out. After Romana Negri going to the bench. Nichols, short kick to find. Looks to be Andrew Rogers down there at the moment. It's not though. It's Peter Schwarz, and the kick's got to go back and be retaken. Take 2 for Nichols. Puts this one up towards centre half forward. Parker was there, front of the pack. Who's there? Play on call from Trenbarth. And hard goes Fantasia, and also Brentley Hughes. And umpire Trenbarth will bounce again, centre half forward spot. Hasn't been a good quarter for Woodville. Managed to add 1 point so far in some 17.5 minutes of this quarter. Although they've had bad luck with the conditions, that breeze is certainly not favouring the southern end like it was in the first quarter. Alex Lunn, nice pick up on the half volley. Good tackle though from Graham. And ball fed backwards. Short kick. Hughes tried to tap that one on, wasn't successful. Scott Lee's tackled by Hughes. And umpire Trenbarth will bounce again.
Max Parker in ruck now against the big fellow from Central District, Richard Lounder. He was certainly getting on top of Romana Negri. Now he's finding Max Parker to deal with. Lounder's first to the ball again. A wild punch out to Ron Fuller. Ron Fuller over to Colin McDonald. Tries a high, wide and handsome left foot kick. Uncharacteristic of McDonald, who normally is a good kick either foot. And I think David Buckley hung him well there for that mark. And the umpire saw fit not to pay it. He probably felt it didn't go 10 metres, but went 50 metres in the air, I can tell you. Umpire comes in again to bounce the ball. Parker and Lounder. Lounder's doing very well for a man of 19. Let's face it, Max Parker's 32 odd, and he's more than holding his own in the body work, and that's what rucking is all about, quite frankly.
Bounce down again. Conditions certainly not making for pretty football as Lounder got that tap away, but here's a chance now for the Warriors. Who Templeton overran the football. He applies a vice-like tackle though, but it's been ruled in the back. Free kick will go the way of the Dogs in Mark Pryor. Just short of centre half back. 7th kick goes towards that outer side. Look out there for Jeff Robertson with McDonald, and the ball forced out of bounds. The Dogs are 7-10. 17 scoring shots. Warriors haven't done much. They're 1-2-8.
They're really struggling, the Warriors. They really are. They've made so many changes. Andrew Taylor to full back. Look how dark it is too. It is really diabolical. Knockout. Oh, a long kick into Shields, or short kick into Shields, who goes long now, looking for nobody in particular. Andrew Rogers and Keith Allen having a good duel down there. Allen's probably a little on top at this point in time. Left-hand hand pass out by Thomas, and finds Thomas, I'm sorry, and I think it's over the line. No, it's touched by Andrew Taylor, 1 centimetre this side of the line. The hand pass came from Flintoff, incidentally, over to Thomas. Thomas obviously can't handball to Thomas, unless there are 2 brothers playing. Andrew Taylor goes deep, looking for Schwarz by himself. Oh my gosh, it's gone over his head. Tap on by Gurdon. Gurdon trying to find Flintoff, who eluded me before. Little fellow chips it over and finds Keith Allen. And Bythene's on the ground, Peter Bythene. Something like 280 league games to his credit. He really is a stalwart of the Central District club. 3rd kick coming up. Keith Allen. He's trying. Oh, gee, it's a floppy old kick again. I've got to say it again that the wind obviously is affecting these guys when they try to kick the ball into the stiff breeze. We felt the breeze may have swung a little, but whatever way you look at it, it is most difficult to control the ball from foot to hand. Bounce again. Lander and Parker. Flintoff. Clever Flintoff. Can't quite get hold of it though. Picked up over to Peniza. Peniza's almost ridden into the ground. Brentley Hughes kicks it off the ground, finding Colin McDonald. Well done, McDonald. Oh, to nobody. Gee whiz, they made some mistakes today. Woodville, I tell you. Lynch picks up the ball, lets it go at the same instance, and he may have been given a free kick there, and that was a little bit quick, but still, until the umpire saw it. It's no good debating it too long. Peniza goes long. This time he finds Nichols, I would think. Yes, he has. Actually, Nichols started quite well at full forward. It's a little bit surprising he's gone to centre-half, but Malcolm Blight must have his reasons. Over to Fuller, and Fuller tries a long kick. Doesn't try a long kick, he does a long kick, and Bubner marks in the square unopposed.
Beautifully read too by Peter Bubner. He could see that kick coming and got back smartly. His kick out will find Shields. Shields in trouble, working it towards Smith. Whoops, touch of the fumbles from Smith. He was trying to get it to Anderson, but Anderson was covered. Now they're in plenty of bother as Shields taps over his head to find Schwarz. Bytheen had it and chucked it away, and the free kick is going to go the way of the Warriors, and rightly so. 1 goal, 2, 1 point with the breeze, or should we say half into the breeze, as Peniza's kick goes across the face of goals. Big fellows fly. Chance now for Williams. The handball goes out to find Kevin Harris. He won't pull that one back from there, or will he? Left foot kick just comes around the corner and through for a point. Now that breeze at the moment, a little bit hard to fathom out. It seems to be coming from almost directly behind the main grandstand, which means it swirls in around both pockets at either end of the ground.
I'm at a loss, Rick. I can't work the breeze out, to be honest, but it does seem to be favouring the golf course end still, which is where Woodville are kicking at the moment. I think Malcolm Blight would be well advised to play Williams in defence and bring Taylor back into attack if Woodville are to win this game. It's no good playing one of the best centre-half forwards in the game at full-back for too long. And at the moment, Taylor is at full-back. Trevor Rowe. Nobody in particular. Picked up by Rogers. Oh, well, not picked up by Rogers. That's uncharacteristic. Andrew Rogers usually is a percentage player. The deal was take possession of the ball and feed it off to somebody. Andrew Rogers opted to punch the ball to the boundary line. I can't believe that. Rick, they really have lost their way with Woodville in this game.
Yep, at the moment they've got very little idea, and Malcolm Blight certainly throwing the side around, trying to find something out there. Krieg, beautiful smother by Rogers on that occasion. Shields has really worked hard in this first half. It's out of bounds. We'll see a throw on the centre wing grandstand side. Played just on 23 minutes of the second quarter. It's been a good one for the Dogs.
I see Coach Cowboy Neal's placed Peter Bythorn and kick away from the play here in defence, so they've got extra man looming up in the Woodville attack if Woodville do get it into their own attack.
Max Parker and Allen couldn't get near that one. The kick forward. Here's a chance now for Schwarz if it sits for him. It does. Buckley came in quickly. The handball goes over the top to Stephen Nichols. Beautiful pick up on the half volley, and that's a bullet-like pass. Superb kick in these conditions from Stephen Nichols to find Gary Williams. He'll go short and give it in turn to Ron Fuller. Well, a chance for the Warriors to get their first goal this quarter. 8th kick coming up for Ron Fuller. Getting back to something like his best form. 23.5 minutes gone. That's how long it's taken the Warriors to get to this position. This is no easy kick either for Ron Fuller. Breeze very swirly. Extremely strong. Kick off the boot. Looks to be good. And it is. Ron Fuller's popped it through. The Warriors are 2-3. Central's 7-11.
Oh, boy, did they need that goal, Woodville. Like, they really have struggled this quarter, and their side is in disarray at the moment. They've got Gary Williams playing at full forward, Andrew Taylor at full back, Stephen Nichols at centre-half forward, but it worked that time. If I'd have had my way, Gary Williams wouldn't have marked that ball because I would have played him in the back line right from the word go. Andrew Taylor would have still been in the forward line, so 1 point to Malcolm Blight there, and Williams is still at full forward. He had a hand on that goal because he tipped it over to Ronnie Fuller.
Centre bounce. It's going to be Max Parker to jump against Peter Bytheen. The bounce will favour Parker as he gets the smash away. Good sport away from Toomey there by Brady. Fuller a chance, but he's quickly swooped upon by Keith Allen. And umpire Trembath will bounce again. Bulldogs will be happy with their form in this quarter. Some good effort by them. Parker and Bytheen. Parker got the tap away. And he plays around the full of the football. Brentley Hughes got it out now to Lynch. Lynch has got time to have a look, and he drives in long towards the half-forward flank. Peter Bubner's there again for the Dogs. He's got the pace all right, being a great athlete, but couldn't take possession. Down goes Williams. The ball comes out the back door. Butner's there, flung to the ground. Whistle is gone. And Butner's been pinged for holding it. Good strong tackle from Peter Schwarz. Very acute angle. Tough kick this one. He's 4th for the game.
Mission impossible from there, Rick.
See what he can do. He puts it out. Breeze brings it back. It's not a bad sort of kick either. Pryor decides to just hop over the line with that and concede a point. The Warriors are 2-4. Central's are 7-11.
Every point counts in this game, I can tell you. That is every score is vital, because the wind's very swirly, very chopping around the place, and most difficult to score. Ball comes to ground. Stacks on the mill, umpire will ball it up. Yeah, very disconcerting for Woodville supporters to be staring down the gun barrel of some 37 points at the moment. But it's not a good position to be in. Bounce of the ball. Parker and Lounder and Brady. Brady joins in. Krieg tries to pick up the ball. Does so. Playing well, Krieg. Gets a hand pass out to Flintoff. Running past in characteristic fashion. He chips it up. Oh, Thomas could have gone for it, I felt. Elected to leave it to Mandermaker. Picked up by Shields. No, it isn't. It's Gurdon. A chip shot out. Oh, yes. They're playing too well. They just really are. Greg Thomas marks unopposed again. Central are lifting their heads and finding people with the ball. That's the difference. Woodville, and they do get it, tend to blast it somewhat high, wide and handsome, and getting no result whatsoever. Thomas's 9th kick comes in. Very difficult goal from there, as we keep saying. Any goal's difficult today. Oh, tough goal by Anderson. He rode the falling ball to perfection. No worries about that. Anderson kicks his 2nd goal for the game. And really, Central, you would think, were the side in the 5, not Woodville. 8 goals, 11, 59. Plays Woodville 2-4-16.
Another fine effort there from Stephen Anderson. He's got a goal in the first quarter in similar fashion. Just waiting around, roving the crumbs and snapping beautifully. On that occasion, only 4 metres out from goal. Couldn't miss and didn't miss. The Dogs are 8-11. Woodville are 2-4.
And Central District are making a mockery of the so-called wind and kick 4 goals into it. Bounce of the ball. Balathine now contesting with Parker. Ball gets to ground. Scrimmage of players. Pryor can't get his foot to the ball. Fuller does. Great work on Fuller. Comes out, favours his right foot. Looking for Gary Williams, playing at full forward in an unusual role for Gary Williams, although he may have played there in reserves, I don't know. Tries to get the ball out to the running Woodville players, but no one's in a position to get hold of it. Long hand pass over the top by Buckley, trying to find Mike Smith, but Colin McDonald forces the ball out of bounds. So once again, a roundy throw-in.
Thrown out aside. No doubt that breeze has strengthened. It's more or less from the west at the moment, almost directly across the ground. Throw in. Parker, Brady, Bytheen. Bytheen got his hand to it. McDonald tried to work it out, couldn't do so. He's quickly swooped upon by Craig Brady and Jeff Robertson. Umpire Trembath will bounce down. 28 minutes gone of this quarter. Dogs are 8-11, Woodville at 2-4. Parker and Bytheen. In fact, there goes the siren. It's half-time here at Football Park. And a fine 2nd quarter by the Bulldogs. They're 8 goals, 11, 59 points. The Warriors have got big troubles. 2 goals, 4, 16.
Templeton's on the ball, starting off ruck roving. Rose there. Bounce of the ball, start of the 3rd quarter. Woodville staring down the gun barrel. 43 points behind Central. Bounce of the ball, Lounder knocks the ball down, picked up by Harris. Over to Max Parker, playing in the ruck, as he has the last quarter. Pryor chips in, left foot kick to nobody. Toomey covers up well, butters up well. But Buckley's there. He's a left foot kick, Buckley could be in trouble here. Toomey tackles from behind. Umpire calls play on. Flintoff out. Finds Brady. Brady looking for a free kick. Play on, says the umpire, rightly so. Over to Krieg. Krieg tries that characteristic long left foot kick to nobody in particular. Picked up by Fantasia. Goes on the wrong foot. Comes back on his right. Gives it to Schwarz. Schwarz handballs over the top to Colin McDonald. Waiting for the ball to chip it over to Lynch. And Lynch will clear for Woodville. Looking for Stephen Nichols. Over Nichols' head. Mike Smith tackles. Nichols now gets hand to ball. Tapping on in front. Oh, great work, Stephen Nichols. A great kick to Gary Williams, the full forward. Can't control the ball. Handball out by Pryor again. Picked up by the Woodville right in the long sleeve, which is Brentley Hughes. Gary Williams taps it on. Brentley Hughes again. Tries a right foot kick round the corner. And it could be a goal. It is a goal. Brentley Hughes playing in long sleeves this 3rd quarter. Came on during the 2nd quarter. And playing on a half-forward flank. Well, that was a neat goal by Brentley Hughes. He's a guy who hasn't had many chances at the Woodville camp this year, but has come on belatedly during the 2nd quarter and has had a hand in their first goal in this 3rd term. Central 8-11 plays Woodville 3-4.
Centre bounce. Early stages of the third quarter. Conditions very overcast. I'll be surprised if we have a touch of rain before the game's out. Parker against Bytheen. Bytheen got up high. Kick forward though. Came from Stephen Nichols. Scott Lee. Good mark taken by Lynch in defence. Warriors, no doubt, had a long talk with their coach, Malcolm Blight, at half-time. He wasn't happy at quarter-time. The second quarter was quite woeful. Handball out wide to find Craig Brady. Booming kick from Brady up towards the half-forward flank. One-on-one out there, Anderson with Fantasia. Fantasia one out. Ron Fuller. Fuller from centre wing. Spears that towards half-forward flank. Scott Lee and Daryl Panizza. And Daryl Panizza paid the mark, and rightly so. 12th kick for Panizza. Away he goes. One bounce. Works the boundary line and gets that kick away. Hooks it back around the body. Front spot was Peter Bubner. Hands Brentley Hughes. Kicked a goal with his first kick a moment ago. Spins his way out of trouble. Fires towards goals. That's not a bad kick from Hughes. 2 kicks, 2 goals, and almost as many minutes. Central's 8-11. The Warriors hit back 4-4.
Well, great work by the young fellow. As Rick just told you, 2 kicks for 2 goals this quarter. And he really is a goer. He really tries hard, the young bloke, playing on a half-forward flank, picked up the loose ball, spun around, had a look at the goals and popped it through. That's what forward-line players have got to do. That's what Brendan Hughes was capable of achieving, and that's a good start for Woodville. One thing they needed was 2 quick goals. There they are on the board. Woodville 4-4, Central 8-11.
Centre bounce. Central's lost Rene Van Dommel early in the first quarter. Hasn't come back into the game. Took a heavy knock. Back with the football this quarter, though. Peter Schwarz gets a wild handball away. Beautifully taken by Nichols. Got the handball out wide to Andrew Rogers. Rogers from the edge of the square. Spears in a pass to find Williams. Beautifully put by Andrew Rogers. And Woodville have opened this third quarter like lightning. Third kick for Williams as he goes short. Loose checking by the Bulldog defence. And Daryl Panizza has taken the mark at centre half forward.
Still too far out, Rick. I fear that kick by Gary Williams won to shoot a lot because he's too far out from goal to score from there.
13th kick from Panizza is high, and it's come back beautifully, and the Warriors have opened beautifully in this third quarter. 5-5, 5-4 they go to. The Centrals are 8-11.
I give up trying to pick this win, Rick. We saw Rudy Mandamaker have a shot for goal from about 30 metres out during the previous quarter, not get the distance. There's Daryl Panizza, probably arguably 10 to 15 metres further out. He popped it through with consummate ease. That was a great goal by Panizza, and didn't Woodville need it. 5-4, Central 8-11. It's a comeback by the Warriors.
3 goals in 4 minutes of play in this third term. Centre bounce. Lounder against Parker. Lounder got up high, but Parker came away with the football, and into attack again go the Warriors. Pryor and Hughes. Smash came away from Smith. Back towards the edge of the square. Creek got the handball out beautifully. Mark Pryor. Half forward flank. Sport away from behind of Girdham by Jacquia. The handball now goes to Schwarz. In turn Lynch. Back to Schwarz. Loose players out wide for the Warriors. This is better football than by them. McDonald goes short to find Panizza, who's got a paddock to work with. He's got Nichols and Templeton in the square as Panizza will go in long. Now the Breeze hooks that ball back, getting underneath it. Templeton is taken the mark.
Well, can you believe this comeback by Woodville? They were down and out at half-time. You would not see a more inept performance in half a game of football than the Warriors put together today at Football Park. Here in the third quarter, with the odds really stacked against them, something like 43 points down at half-time, they've come out, and this bloke scores from there, and he has. Templeton, no, he hasn't. Well, there you are. Once again, I failed to be able to pick a goal in running. But there it is. Templeton, who hasn't had a big day, took the mark, outstretched hands, inches from the ground, in characteristic slips fashion for slip fieldsman in cricket. Took the catch, but didn't complete the contract and missed the goal. Central 8-11 play Woodville 5-5, but they are looming now as some sort of a chance, the Warriors.
Peter Bubner to bring the ball back into play. His opposite number at the other end of the ground is still Andrew Taylor at fullback for the Warriors. Smith, under pressure, he gets a hurried kick away. Greg Thomas screws that ball towards half forward. It's all the Warriors back here at the moment. Jacquia, good tackle from Keith Allen. Girdham picks it up, works it towards the line. We'll see a throw in half forward flank, and at last the Bulldogs move themselves into attack. They're 8-11 in front of the Warriors on 5-5.
Gee, I thought Steve Jacquia let that ball go then. He could have been pinged for holding the ball, but the umpire said no. Boundary throwing. Big fellow Allen gets the ball down to Flintoff. Very clever central first rover. Oh, Russell Shields picks up on the move. Great effort over to Trevor Rowe. Roaming loose almost. brought to the ground a little late by Schwarz, but nothing in it. And Rowe will take a shot for goal from a somewhat difficult angle, but I won't make any sort of a prediction here. Looks like Rowe's out for the count there. I think his knee could be a little bad. Could even be a slight knock to the head at the same time. Trevor Rowe picks himself up very gingerly, and the trainers are around. He's played a fine game today, Rowe. Hasn't played a checking role, which he's been asked to do most times by his coach. Today he's been playing as a ruck rover in and around the action. And he's done quite well, but he doesn't look too well at all here. It's some sort of a, I would say, a blow to the mouth, unintentional, no question about that. Jeff Robertson takes the kick from an acute angle. My gosh, not quite. Well, there it is. Well, there you are. I thought I swung the other side of the post. Gee, it's a great goal by Jeff Robertson. He is a fine player, Robertson. He's a guy that's been in and out of the side this year, playing on a wing today. Has had quite an effect on play. He's easy to pick up because he wears the long sleeves and always has his jumper outside his pants, very much like Andrew Jarman of North Adelaide. A very handy goal to Central. 9-11, play Woodville, 5-5.
Looks like Trevor Rowe will come off the ground. It was a courageous attempt at a mark a few moments ago, but he took a nasty knock towards the nose and mouth region. So Trevor Rowe will leave the arena. Bad luck for the Bulldogs. He'd been playing well. Parker got up high for that bounce. Fuller comes out with the football, though. Drives it wide. Toomey's got the run on this ball. Brady, Sewer. The little fellow Sewer tried to take Brady out, like David and Goliath in that collision. Brentley Hughes. Whistle is gone. Free kick going the way off Craig Batty on the half-back flank.
Trevor Rowe replaced by Peter Bythune. Trevor Rowe's a very sick boy at the moment. Long kick into the central forward line. Colin McDonald mops up nicely. Hand pass out to Brentley Hughes, having a big effect in this third quarter. Goes deep looking for Templeton, but Scott Lee, who also has played a fine game from his back pocket, knocks the ball out of play. One change by Malcolm Blight this quarter is Darryl Pettis has gone to a forward pocket and roving from that area, and that's given them a bit of zip. Penizza would be arguably Woodville's best player today, as he has been most of the year.
Conditions still continue to build from the west. It's looking extremely dark. And that breeze still howling from behind the main grandstand here. Your players over the fall of that football, and free kick for a kicking in danger will go the way of the Warriors, and Brentley Hughes, who's really been a star in the opening 8 minutes of this third quarter. Fourth kick coming up for it. He's already kicked 2 goals. Too far out on this occasion, though, as he boomed it towards centre forward. Bubner spores away, off hands Scott Lee. Templeton provides a good piece of shepherding there to allow Rogers to kick across the face of goals. And a great mark taken by Stephen Nichols. Very athletic fellow. Beautiful ball skills, a great kicker of the football. It's his 7th mark. He's shifted away from full forward. A kick across the face of goals. In fact, looking out wide there, and the mark's going to be played, I think, to Toomey. It is very close to the boundary line, but not really in a much better position than what Nichols was. 6th kick. Try the check side. He can have a great shot of it there as it just comes inside and through for a point.
Yes, it was a great attempt, Rick, and Central 9-11 now lead Woodville 5-6. They're creeping up, Woodville. They've outscored Central this quarter, but they need to. Long kick in from Scott Lee. Finds Russell Shields, who's played a fine game today. His 17th kick, if you don't mind, playing on a wing. Over the head of Powell Penizza. Penizza butters up. Took a blow to the mouth, it would appear, but nevertheless, umpire was unsighted. Greg Thomas picks up, kicks around the corner, tries to. Kevin Harris smothers in great fashion. Harris after Pryor now, who eludes him quite well. Oh, no, he's caught him. Left foot kick by Pryor. Max Parker bends down, can't control the ball. Jeff Robertson lays over it. Must be a ball up. No, the umpire allows play to flow on to Shields, to Thomas again. Gee, he kicks that round the corner a lot and tries to find man to make it. Phil Graham drove in the front of the pack expertly. Puts the ball back into his forward line area. Oh, Anderson bends back, but Fantasia takes the ball out of his hands virtually. Handballs on to Schwarz. Schwarz tries a running kick straight to Greg Thomas. Would you believe that? Really, there's not much percentage in kicking straight to the opposition. There really isn't. Thomas goes short, finds Anderson, his counterpart in the forward line. They're both roving types. The man on the mark, Schwarz, is trying to make Anderson play on here. His 4th kick for the game. A little chip shot, and finds Russell Shields. I almost said Rudy Mandermaker. It's very similar when it's front on. Russell Shields, 18th kick for the game. Would you believe he's playing on a wing? Here he is shooting for goal from some 35 metres out, from around about half forward flank. It's a great chance. Hangs up in the air, a long kick, and it just, the outstretched hands of Andrew Taylor nearly got hold of it, and it's hit the post. 1 point to Woodville, Central District, and Woodville 5-6 are trailing Central District 9-12.
It's a rare picture this season. Andrew Taylor kicking out from full back towards the outer side. He'll find the big fellow in Max Parker. Parker with his 5th kick. He started at full back. Negri has been on the bench since about halfway through the 2nd quarter. Not too sure whether Negri copped an injury or not. We definitely know that Rene Van Dommel is off for the Dogs, and so is Trevor Rose. They're virtually down to 18 men at the moment. Tap forward into no man's territory. Who's going to get there first? It'll be Shields. Handball goes over the top to Anderson. He tried the kick off the ground, had an airy. Rogers picks up, goes for the safety of the line. Lynch will not get there in time. And we'll see a throw in right underneath the scoreboard.
Gee, I can't work out where Andrew Rogers is playing this quarter. We saw him in the forward line for his side some 3 minutes ago, playing forward of centre, right up in the forward pocket. Now he's playing in the back line. I guess he may have followed somebody down, but he appears to be back at centre half back. Andrew Rogers, one of the real success stories of Woodville this season and last season. Lounder, no, he's beaten with the punch. Brentley Hughes again, running free of the play. Could be a trip. Brentley Hughes wins the free kick. Whether it's meant or not, the umpire always pays the old tripperoo. And he got tripped up then in pursuit of the ball. Brentley Hughes goes back. Handball's over the top. Get a bit of run in their play. Panizza. Panizza's pushed in the back as he kicks. Over to Schwarz. Over the top again. Looking for the running Fuller. Oh, Fuller threads the needle. Runs the gauntlet, really. Does very well, Fuller. Long kick into the forward line. Looking for Gary Williams, who's playing in the unusual role of full forward today. At this point in time, handball out by Pryor. Oh, stolen by Stephen Nichols. Oh, great effort. This will be a goal. Mark this one down. I can't be wrong this time. Yes, a goal to Stephen Nichols. No worries about that. He even fields his own kick. That's his 2nd goal for the game. And Woodville creep closer again to the Central team that looked unbeatable at half-time. Woodville 6-6. Plays Central 9-12. They're 24 points in arrears.
Was an error by the Bulldog defence there, and snapped up beautifully by Stephen Nichols. Once he had possession, away he bolted, ran into the open goal, made no mistake with the kick. That's his 2nd for the game. Central's 9-12. The Warriors are hitting back. They're 6-6.
4 goals to 1 this quarter to Woodville. A great comeback, a great resurgence. Parker over to Templeton, looking for Harris. Handball out from Flintoff to Cree. Cree goes over, long left foot kick, looking for Mandermaker. He's pushed forward by Taylor. Phil Graham mops up front of the pack, picks it up, could be around the neck. Play on, says the umpire. Over to Anderson, loses control of the ball. And it could be a ball up. In fact, it has to be a ball up. Hasn't been many of those ball ups this quarter. It's been a great quarter of football so far by, well, without question, the best 15 minutes of play we've had today. Plenty of clean, open football.
As the dark clouds roll in, the dark clouds certainly hanging over the Central District side at the moment. With a healthy lead at half-time, some 43 points, and the Warriors have certainly whittled that back. 6-6 to 9-12. Cool conditions. Spectators, if you're a Warrior supporter, no doubt enjoying this comeback by them. They need to win this. McDonald takes possession, hooks towards the centre wing, chases on. Keith Allen will be first there for the Dogs. We need some support now. It's Jeff Robertson, in fact, with shirt out. Robertson's kick across the face of goals. Phil Graham almost a mark. Recovered beautifully, though, did Phil Graham. On the left boot he goes. Fires away towards goal. That's a super piece of work from Phil Graham. His 4th kick. Central's 9-12. Woodville 6-6.
Well, Phil Graham kicks his 1st goal for the game. That was a strange piece of work. He was forced onto his wrong foot. And I thought at the moment of impact he may well have miscued that ball, but not to be. Went straight through the centre, actually. And quite well done by Phil Graham. He's been a little bit starved of chances today, but his side's done very well. Central 10-12, play Woodville 6-6. 30 points in arrears are the Warriors.
Centre bounce. Parker and Bytheen. Parker got the tap out wide. Here's a chance now for Anderson. He got the ball out wide to Craig Brady. In turn, Russell Shields. Time to have a look. Sees Allen loose at centre half forward. He'll play it on quickly. Orlund read it coming, though. Beautiful smother by him. Couldn't quite work it to Harris. McDonald. He's tackled from behind. Flintoff. What's the decision from the umpire? It's going to be a bounce down on the outer side. 15.5 minutes gone of this 3rd quarter. Warriors have come back well. 6-6. The Dogs 10-12.
Yes, Andrew Rogers, I've worked out, is now playing on a wing against Jeff Robertson, if you don't mind. And that's where I got confused before. Long kick into the square by Shields, and he's nailed it. The finally kick one. Well, can you believe it? He's taking his chances today, Shields. He's had a lot of shots for goal. He's come up with a couple, but he's missed more than he's looked like getting. But by gee, what a forceful, what a great game he's played today. I was going to say a forceful game he's played. He has really played a forceful game. He's been in where the action is all day. He's roamed far and wide for his kicks. He's had 20 of them and kicked 2 goals in the process. Central 11-12, sneak away again. Woodville 6-6.
Central's 8th on the ladder. The Warriors are 4th. Of course, Woodville, the game clear of Glenelg from that 5th spot. Level with Port, and Port, and they win today. That double chance will be vital come finals time. Parker and Bytheen. Bytheen won that tap. Chance for the Dogs to go into attack, although Fantasia's got the run of the football. That was in the back. He picked that one from the back of the stands. 5th kick for Fantasia. Oh, Jackery got in his way, but Fantasia gets the kick away out wide. We'll look for the bearded Harris. Left-handed handball will find Colin McDonald. McDonald will get around Bytheen easily to Parker. Parker, it's a funny old kick, but he'll find Templeton. Too far out to score is Templeton, but he may get 15 metres. No. Umpire having nothing to do with it, and Templeton with kick number 6 would just about be able to put this towards the edge of the square. Breeze certainly very hard to read, and once you get up to that height, look at it, take it right away. Mark almost to Nichols, off hands Brentley Hughes, been a star in this quarter. Chips back and sees Ralph Sewer loose. Ralph will play it on quickly, centre half forward Templeton. Templeton was the player that just fired it in towards goals. He's now about 15 metres closer.
I think in his favour, Rick, he's had a practice shot. Now let's see if he's learnt by it. He is that much closer than what he was, and he should just about get the distance from there. It won't be easy though.
Best kick would make the distance. In fact, he's made the distance with ease, but in going for that extra length, he's pulled the shot offline and through for a point. The Warriors are now 6-7, Central's 11-12.
And there's no doubt Woodville are playing a much more verve this quarter. They've mounted a comeback, but will they be equal to the task that Central have set them? It's a big lead, 43 points. Scott Lee marks almost with one hand, well, definitely with one hand. Tries a long kick around the corner. Going for Russell Shields. Colin McDonald forces his way to the front of the pack. Oh, around the neck by his own player. It stacks on the mill. Umpire must call for the ball. No, he won't. Ralph Sewer out to Fantasia. Well, a great kick by Fantasia. Finding Andy Rogers now playing under his wing, as I told you a few moments ago. Rogers goes to the forward line looking for Gary Williams, but there's Bubner. Oh, he's so spectacular with pace, isn't he? Handball over the top to Robertson, forced onto his wrong foot. A great left foot kick around the corner. Alex Lund playing centre half back now against to Keith Allen, knocks the ball to the ground, follows it up, but it's out, and we'll see a boundary throw in.
Yes, throwing out aside. The Warriors have lost their last 2 games against Western Port. Central Districts lost to North Adelaide last week. Played 19 minutes of this 3rd quarter. Warriors are coming back into it slowly. Alounder couldn't get too much possession of that football. Umpire Trembath will bounce down again. The sun is breaking through at the moment, but I can tell you conditions extremely dark. Bounce, Lounder against Schwarz on that occasion. Flintoff, sport away from behind him by Lynch. Robertson and/or Shields. Shields gets the kick away. He's conceding ground. Keith Allen almost a fine mark. In heavily went Lunn. Out with the football came Fuller to Panizza. Darryl Panizza. He gets the kick away despite the closeness of Phil Graham. Chris Toomey's got 2 to beat. One of those is Smith, and the free kick will go the way of Smith. No play allowed to go on. That's a good decision. Centre wing, Pryor and Bytheen. Bytheen to Anderson. Anderson easily around Fuller, or the kick's a terrible one. Keith Allen couldn't do much with it, although now he gets the handball out wide back to Anderson, who backs up his mistake. Chips away short to the forward pocket. Taylor's there against Mandamaker, and Taylor will win out. He'll go short to find Andrew Rogers. Rogers will slow it down on the half-back flank.
Like a fish out of water, Andrew Taylor at full-back. I just don't see him as a full-back, but then again, he got that clearing kick, giving him some confidence. Max Parker tries to take one-hand mark. Oh, Scott Lee mops up beautifully. He's looking for the long kick. Long kick into about centre-half forward. Colin McDonald, unopposed, reaches up, takes the good mark. Rudy Mandamaker challenges, but all to no avail. McDonald's got the ball. Chips out to the far side of the ground. It's hardly a chip, it's a long kick into this breeze. That's a magnificent kick. Finds Harris, unopposed. Harris goes for a characteristic run. High ball to Nichols all by himself. He'll mark, unopposed. And Craig Brady, you just weren't with him then. You simply weren't with him. Craig Brady is standing Stephen Nichols, as he has been for the greater portion of this game, because Nichols opened up at full forward, but went to centre half. 10 minutes into the 2nd quarter. This is his 14th kick. It's a fine effort by Nichols. And you want to be close to the man to mark. And gee whiz, look at that wind. Doesn't it blow the ball now? Nichols has done an unerring kick for goal. That just shows you how difficult it must be out there today. Easy for us up here talking about it, so much more difficult for the guys out on the playing arena. Stephen Nichols done well today and playing in an unusual spot, centre half forward.
Peter Bubner goes almost directly down the centre of the ground. Now that kick has made the centre square, so Bulldogs could still be with the slight advantage of the breeze. Robertson through the centre he goes. The handball puts Shields under enormous pressure. Lana quick give to McDonald, and in turn they're out of trouble. Kick towards centre wing will find Panizza. Now Templeton should provide the shepherd and does, as Panizza's kick goes long towards half-forward line. At the back there, Brentley Hughes. Now here's a big go for the Warriors. Harris is loose and got plenty of time. Fires away towards the goal does Harris. 100th game, and wouldn't want to know about it, would you? He's missed from point-blank range and through for a point. 6-9 the Warriors, Central's 11-12.
A very bad miss by Kevin Harris. Really had all the time in the world. Brentley Hughes made that goal. He really did. He gave the ball out unselfishly to Kevin Harris, all by his lonesome. But the Centurion just missed. Long kick in, a magnificent kick in by Bubner. Oh, gosh, that's gone 70 metres, I reckon. Harris picks up the falling ball, crossed on his left foot. He turns it around to nobody in particular. Panizza tries to make something out of it. Could be around the neck. No, play on, says the umpire. To Jacqueria. Smith gets the ball. That's a nothing kick by Smith. Picked up again by Panizza. Turns on his left foot, not his best foot. And he goes forward, trying to find Gary Williams, and finds him. Wow, clever piece of play by both Panizza and Williams. If it was meant for Williams, it found him almost the right time. Well, he's the right man in the right spot. That's what it boiled down to. It just floated towards him. He's having a shot now. He plays fullback most of his career, so this won't present a big problem to him distance-wise. Oh my gosh, it's a flat punt going nowhere in particular. Picked up by Nicholas, perhaps. Nicholas spins around, smothered beautifully by Gurdon, who replaced Rene van Dommel during the first quarter of this match. The Bulldog skipper went off with what we think may have been a pretty serious ankle injury, and has not reappeared, so perhaps he's gone for the day. Boundary throw-in. It's Bythune against Max Parker. Captain Max Parker's played on the ball since quarter time. Reach for the ball. Bythune possibly won that. Just quick kick by Krug, a right foot kick, so it goes straight to the Woodville player now in long sleeve, Steve Jacqueria. Chips it over, and Michael Templeton, roaming free, picks up the loose ball. His ninth kick going deep to his own forward line. Oh yes, right on the edge of the square, finds Williams again. By gee, Gary Williams has had a few chances up there. It's just a matter of kicking straight, I guess. And that hasn't been an easy task for any player today on this football field. But this time, surely to goodness, Gary Williams can do something with the ball. He normally is a good kick. Lines them up. His fifth kick, but no, gee whiz. Talk about the kiss of death. Really, every time I say a guy who will do something, he doesn't. And Gary Williams, that wasn't one of your best efforts. Nonetheless, it's a point. And every point in this game will be important, I believe. In some small way, Woodville are chipping away at Central now, and having the breeze in the last term will be of some advantage to them naturally. If they can get within 2 goals this quarter, there would be some chance of winning the game.
Woodville have kicked 4 goals, 6 in this quarter. To Central Districts have kicked 3 goals, 1. Another great kick out from Bubner's made the edge of the square. Off hands, beautifully taken by Smith. Thomas, I should say, gets his left foot kick away towards half forward. Coming to meet it, James Fantasia. Nice pick up to find Lunn. He's almost sandwiched, but gets the ball further afield to McDonald. A terrible handball from McDonald. Went straight to Peter Krieg. And in turn, the Warrior defence is now caught napping. Greg Thomas chips away towards the right forward pocket area. He's looking for Shields out there. Now Shields has got it. Hooks across the face of goals. Oh, got to be a free kick to the Warrior defender. Launder was... well, I picked that one completely wrong, Graham.
Yeah, well, I was with you, Rick. I thought it had to be a Woodville free kick. Obviously, David Flintoff had been necked before the other free kick came into fruition.
Richard Launder was all over his opponent.
Sure. I think you'll find, though, that it didn't much matter what Richard Launder was doing, because the free kick had already been paid to young Flintoff. And he's a fine player, Flintoff. He's been a little bit out of sorts over the last half a dozen weeks, but he was one of their very good players early in the season when Central were roaming free on top of the ladder, would you believe? They won their first 3 games of the year, this Bulldog combination. Then went into hibernation. They won about 2 of the next 14. But, okay, today's performance, very good. Central 12-12, play Woodville 6-10.
Heady goal for the Central District side. Woodville came out of the blocks very quickly at the start of this 3rd quarter. Something like 3 goals in 4 minutes, but to the Bulldogs' credit, they've hung in. fact, have now kicked 12-12 to 6-10. Centre bounce. It's going to favour Max Parker. In fact, more than favour him, it's going to be recalled by the central umpire, and we'll have another bounce down. 26.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. Max Parker brought into ruck following the opening quarter. It's a much better bounce too. Up high went Parker against Lounder. Shields got a short little kick away, almost Thomas. He got it now from Flintoff. Spears out one in front of Phil Graham, who just about cut off the lead there of Peter Bytheen. Graham works hard for it against Lynch. It's 2-on-1 though. Peter Schwarz should see that safely to the line. We'll see a throw in right forward pocket.
Yes, out of bounds. Very close to the Woodville goal, although it'd be hard to get your goal from that angle. It's now getting dangerously close again to the Central District end of the ground. Bytheen wins out again, finds Robertson. Oh, great pick up by Robertson, a great knock by Bytheen, setting up a magnificent goal. That was a top goal by Robertson. I thought he couldn't see daylight between the sticks, and with the wind blowing the way it is today, any goal's a good goal, but that was a magnificent goal by Jeff Robertson. That's his 9th kick for the day and his 2nd goal for the match, and he's now playing on Andrew Rogers, who really hasn't had an effect on play. Actually, I've been told by my compatriots it's Robertson's 3rd goal for the day. That's a big effort from a wing. 3 goals in today's conditions is a great performance.
Centre bounce. Margin now 44 points in favour of the Dogs. Girdham applies the tackle on Brentley Hughes. So Brentley Hughes has been pinged very smartly for holding the ball, so Girdham's got possession in the centre of the ground. He'll drive it long. Looks for Rudy Vandermaker. Taylor smashes away from behind. Ron Fuller takes the crumbs beautifully. Vandermaker chasing hard out all the way to centre wing. He's gone following the football as Brentley Hughes goes towards half forward. Kevin Harris is there with Smith. Off hands, a chance now for Ralph Sewer, but he's ridden into the ground. It'll be another blatant free kick there, but well, you may have heard the crowd reaction as well. Umpire not paying that. Rather surprising. We'll see a bounce instead. Parker takes it out easily, gives it again to Ralph Sewer, who maybe should have got that free kick. He gets a hurried one away. Hughes, Bubner thumps the ball high in the air. Warriors working hard now. Handball out from Toomey, kick forward. It's going to be marked by Peter Bubner.
Yes, the luck of the Irish with Central then, because Andrew Rogers just got the ball and kicked it. He should have looked a little bit longer than what he did. There he is now, Andrew Rogers, playing on a wing. Rightly, you know, a position he's not all that used to. He punts the ball away from Mark Pryor, and once again we'll see a boundary throw-in. And there we have Kevin Cowboy Neal talking to his assistant coach, Dean Mobbs, and no doubt they're well pleased with the state of play at the moment. Boundary throw-in. It's Lounder and Parker. Craig Brady, tackle too quickly. The umpire pays it against Chris Toomey. Better give it to him, Chris. You'll only get pinged 15 metres if you don't. Yes, he's giving it back long, quickly enough. 10th kick to Craig Brady. On a sterling job at centre half back today. He's had his ups and downs this season, but today he's holding more than holding his own. Long kick. Colin McDonald at the back. Can't gain possession. Lounder tries to tackle Fantasia. Fantasia can't quite get hold of the ball to give it out. Now he does, but now straight to Robertson. On the Shields. Shields should give it to Thomas. He's not going to. He's going to go for goal instead. Well, he took the odds to nothing and kicked the point. I feel the team thing to do was give it to Greg Thomas, but he didn't do that. He opted to shoot for goal, and they got the minor score. Well, they could have cut the ball forward and got the major score.
And Woodville have got troubles on centre wing. Alex Lunn is being chaired off the ground. He took a heavy knock a moment ago. He's got problems with a left leg, and that's bad news for Alex Lunn. He's had a few nasty injuries in his career, particularly this year. He's been replaced by Gary Haylock. Bad news for Alex Lunn. That back problem he had earlier in the year, he's been playing with a brace. He seems to have had a nasty knock to that left leg. Spool away out of defence, but the Bulldogs will attack again. Oops, Peter Krieg. Undecided what to do there, but he's picked out Jeff Robertson. Robertson is going to settle down and have a shot from about 45 metres out. But there goes the three-quarter time siren, so Robertson can take all the time in the world with his 10th kick.
He's going for his 4th goal, Rick.
Kick underway from Jeffrey Robertson is drifting offline. I think he has in fact put it out of bounds on the full, so an opportunity there for a score on the siren gone begging for the Bulldogs, but not a bad quarter by them. Three-quarter time here at Football Park. Central District's a 13-13-91. Woodville 6-10-96, and the pain on the face of Alex Lunn says it all. Start of the final quarter at Football Park. It's the Bulldogs by 45 points, but the Warriors to come home with a breeze. Nice if you could change the monitors for us. Tap down from Lounder, goes straight to Flintoff. Flintoff goes forward, the Dogs. Out comes the big fellow. Couldn't take the mark in Barthene. Rudy Mandamaker's, though, has got the run of the football. Whoops, down he goes. Recovers well. The handball goes out to Flintoff. Fires away towards goal, but that's offline and through for a point. The Dogs are 13-14. The Warriors are 6-10.
Woodville need a big comeback now. They just simply have to make it rain goals to have any chance of winning this game. They've got to go straight down the centre, and that's exactly what they've done. Long kick down the centre. Max Parker knocks away. Handball out to Gary Haylock, now back on the ground. Haylock goes long. Obviously, the order of the day is go long, straight down the middle of the ground. It's all Woodville can do to win this game. Peter Krieg after the ball, leaves it behind. Ron Fuller out, great hand pass. Max Parker picks up, goes to his left foot, trying to find Gary Williams again, and it's happened again. Oh, gee, I tell you what, Gary Williams has taken some great marks in that final line of attack, but he simply hasn't finished it off with anywhere near the sort of kicking one would expect from a full forward. And that may be because the man's played half his football life, more than half his football life, at full back. He's having his 6th kick. He's shooting for his first goal. It's coming around. It's a great kick, but not quite the accuracy one would hope for, and 1 point. But at least it was a long kick by Gary Williams. His previous ones have been somewhat innocuous.
6 kicks and 5 marks to Gary Williams, but can't find the wide sticks. Scott Lee to bring the ball back into play. We'll go towards that outer side. That's the dead side with the breeze at the moment. Underneath that's been marked easily by Smith. He'll take his time with Michael Smith and continue the attack towards centre wing. Looking out there for Craig Brady. He's got front spot. He's going to be paid the mark. He got a second touch of the football and, according to the umpire, controlled it. 11th kick. Another high one too. That'll almost bring the rain from these dark clouds. Sport away off hands. Flintoff gets the handball out now. Russell Shields spears it in towards full forward. A good mark taken by Jacquier. And he'll play it on towards this centre wing side. 15th kick. Fantasia to Taylor. Been in defence for most of the second half of this game. Centre wing go the Warriors through McDonald. Half forward flank. Mark taken by Panizza. The back of Scott Lee on that occasion. Darryl Panizza was a star in the first half, picked up plenty of kicks. Number 19 sees a lead, and that's a good mark. No, not going to be paid. Butner the crumbs for the Dogs. He's got the pace, drives long. Good kick too into the breeze. That mark's going to be taken solidly despite the efforts of James Fantasia.
Yeah, big strong mark by Keith Allen. He's a big lump of a fellow, and he's had his moments today too, don't worry. Big long booming kick by Allen too. Looking for Mandamaker. Oh, one hand. Oh, great pick up by Anderson. Fed it across. Got it again, Anderson. Screws it around, but gee, that was wasteful football. His original hand pass was great, but Peter Bythorn couldn't control the ball, giving Anderson a second chance, but the little fellow just couldn't quite put boot the ball with any sort of accuracy whatsoever. And the easy kick is now awarded to Steve Jacquier out of the back pocket. Oh, gee, there's nothing sort of a kick to Lynch. Lynch now wants to play on, come down the centre of the ground, which obviously are the tactics of Woodville this quarter. Straight to Russell Shields, who's had a field day. Absolute boomer of a day. He's had 26 kicks from the wing, and he really has been a tower of strength from go to woe. Long kick. Well, Steve Jacquier seems to be holding on to Bythorn. Mandamaker handballs unselfishly to Graham, and Graham pops it through. Oh, boy. It's so easy for Central, isn't it? Central 13 goals 14 to Woodville 6 goals 11. There's been a possession today. There was a sort of a faint-hearted comeback by Woodville during the third quarter. But boy, there it is again. Central 14-14. Careering away from Woodville 6 goals 11. And that's something like 51 points difference.
Second goal to Phil Graham. Good work though from Rudy Mandamaker. He wasn't going to be selfish. The Dogs 14-14. The Warriors 6-11. Woodville in diabolical trouble. Lost their last 2 against Western Port. Looked like going down again to Central District. Big smash away from Lounder in the direction there of Keith Allen. He was bundled off the ball. Krieg works hard against Fuller. Krieg won that duel in the first half of the game. Keith Allen butters up again and gets a wobbly old handball out. Chance there for Templeton. Well, that wasn't too good either. Kick forward from Greg Thomas is high towards the pocket area. Taylor's got front spot at the back. Rudy Mandamaker's going to be paid the mark despite the, well, have a look at Andy Taylor. 5th mark for Rudy Mandamaker, and Andy Taylor still giving an absolute mouthful to the umpire. He was the man in front spot. Thought he had first touch. 8th kick coming up for Rudy Vandermaker. 81 goals going into this game. Kicked 2 already. So looking for number 84 for the year. Kick is underway, looks good too off the boot. He split the centre with it. Well done, Rudy Vandermaker. Centrals are careering away. They're 15-14. The Warriors are 6-11.
Really is a possession now, and Andrew Taylor was not happy with that mark to Rudy Vandermaker. He felt that maybe he was infringed, but then again, I must admit, I think Andrew Taylor's like a fish out of water playing at full-back. That really isn't his spot. He's a natural attacking player. He likes to be forward of centre. He's a bloke that's given great, I suppose, well, life to the Woodville forward line since he's been there, but now he's spotted at full-back. He doesn't much like it.
Still no smile on the face of Kevin Neal, even though the Dogs have done well this afternoon. Shields taps it on. Conditions getting extremely dark. Colin McDonald. Quick one to Ron Fuller. Centre half forward. Oh, big shove out from Ralphie Sewer. With the footy, though, is Brentley Hughes. He spears that ball in towards goal. Well done, Peter Bubner. Played a fine game at full-back today, he has. A couple of opponents, and although Williams has taken 5 good marks, he hasn't been able to convert for goals.
What I say, Rick, that Brentley Hughes has shown enough to show that he's a player of the future for Woodville.
Peter Bubner goes to the outer side. Extremely dark now. We haven't got the lights on at the moment. If it gets any darker, they may consider it. Toomey. Handball goes back to Ron Fuller. Fuller fires in short. Really no man's territory. Smith's first there for the Dogs, but he's robbed of it beautifully. The kick towards goal from Templeton is a good one too. And it's through for a goal for the Warriors. Warriors are 7-12. The Dogs are 15-14.
Well, a belated goal to Woodville. They've got the breeze this quarter, but boy, oh boy, they're just giving away too much lead to the Central District team. That was a goal they certainly can use, but whether or not they make up the ground is debatable. And in fact, it couldn't be done from here. 8 goals too. That's 50 points in arrears, with something like, oh, there's a good 20 minutes to go, of course, but nonetheless, they can't do it. But it's just nice to see a bit of a comeback from the Woodville Warriors, because they've had a really deplorable day for a side sitting in 4th position.
Well, the Warriors are known for their strong comebacks in games of football. They've got out of worse troubles than this, and they do it again today. Lounder got up high. He got the tap away. Kick goes forward, though, from Planiza towards the half-forward flank. Ralph Sewer. He's got the run of the football. Mark Pryor getting there very quickly. Sewer able to get the handball out to Kevin Harris. Harris lines up the goals. It comes back with a breeze, but not enough, and through for a point. The Warriors are 7-13. The Dogs are 15-14.
Top piece of work by Ralph Sewer to trap that ball and feed it out to Kevin Harris, and it didn't get the result it deserved. That's Kevin Harris's 4th point for the game. That isn't a normal Harris game, just quietly, and it's not helping his team. A long kick out from Peter Bubner. Gee, he kicked him well today, Bubner, with or against the breeze. Max Parker picks up a left foot kick, trying to find Gary Williams. I think he's found him. Yes, he has. And Gary Williams certainly has given the Woodville team something to look at up there in the forward line. He's taken something like 6 marks since he went to full forward, and that's not a bad effort. It hasn't been finished off, unfortunately, for Woodville with straight kicking. Williams now shooting for goal. That's probably the best kick he's done all day, and it has split the centre. Well, that's an unbelievable goal, really. He's had shots from closer in on 4 occasions today so far, if not 5, and comprehensively missed each one. And there's the hardest shot of the day for Gary Williams, finding the 6 points. Unbelievable game of football. Sometimes unbelievable football to see guys with natural kicking ability missing goals they should kick, and then kicking goals they should miss.
So a picture never tells a lie, but I can assure you it is extremely dark here at Football Park at the moment. The darkest I've seen it all year. Taken out of the air by Lounder. He gets a hurried kick forward. Players come to meet it. A lot of Centrals players around the full of the football. Down goes Andrew Rogers. Whistle is gone, and the free kick won't be paid from umpire Trembath, and we're going to see a bounce down. Played 9 minutes of the final term. Warriors still a rough hope, I suppose, if they could just keep this run going at the moment. Brentley Hughes breaks free. Oh, he's caught by Krieg, but struck the tackle beautifully. Gets around Jeff Robertson. Hughes does and drives long. Coming to meet it is Williams. Pries on his hammer. Well controlled by Williams, who needs support. Fires it out now to Schwartz. Schwartz in turn. What will he do with it? Puts it in high towards the square. Buckley's there for the Dogs. Toomey's there as well, and Smith comes across very smartly and should relieve for the Dogs.
Michael Smith clearing with some ease Chip shot over to Flintoff, over his head just slightly. Max Parker tries to get him between the play. Not equal to the task. Flintoff still there battling it out. The umpire will call for the ball and bounce it up. I presume what he was going to do, but you can always tell sometimes when there's a flurry of play, the umpire reaches for his whistle, you know it's going to happen. High bounce, Lounder and Parker. I think Lounder won out then. Oh, great piece of work from Peter Krieg. Shot the ball over the Russell Shields. And now we find that Big Keith Allen gets bundled out of the road. Here comes Andrew Taylor playing in the unusual position of fullback, earning a free kick. Andrew Taylor will be happy about that because he was very upset a few moments ago. Oh, he's played it on. And the umpire called it how he saw it. Andrew Taylor was unaware that the play on was on. A kick back by Rogers, straight to the outstretched hands of Peter Krieg, playing a top game today in the centre of the ground. Probably Central District's second best player. It's his 17th kick coming up. He's second only to Russell Shields. And that's a winning centre line. If you find one wingman dominating his side of the ground and Peter Krieg doing likewise in the middle of the ground. Lynch out the back door, trying to find Gary Haylock. Andrew Taylor comes in and mops up. A long kick to the outer part of the ground. It's out on the full, comprehensively, and that adds to Woodville's woes. They've had a really deplorable day. Nothing's gone right. It hasn't been a day that Malcolm Blight and his men will want to remember, because it's been Central all the way. Trying to find Robertson, but McDonald comes from behind and marks cleverly.
McDonald's kick forward. Ball's in no man's territory. Pryor was completely clean bowled by it. Picked up now by Brentley Hughes. He'll handball over the top to Ron Fuller. Fuller from the edge of the square. He can run a good 15 metres here and drive in long. Right to full forward he goes. Williams got a hand to it. It's rushed through for a minor behind. So the Warriors move along to 18-14. Central's a 15-14.
Yes, the Warriors break clear then with a good piece of play. Here's Scott Lee kicking out straight away to Peter Bubner. The old 1-2. The back pocket player kicking to the full-back to make life a bit easier for each other. His 6th kick now coming up. Long kick to the outer side of the ground. Max Parker outstretched hands. Stephen Nichols pulls the ball around cleverly to find, oh yes, Chris Toomey. Outstretched hands. Handballs onto Brentley Hughes, having a great last half. Over the top to Darryl Panizza, the Woodville's best player by far. And Panizza, oh, great work. That adds to his game today. You know, it's a sign of a good player, a man that can perform when his team's down and out, and that's Darryl Panizza. Top goal, it's his 2nd for the match, his club's 8th. They're now 7 goals behind. Woodville 9-14, sorry. Trail Central's 15-14. That's only 6 goals. That isn't such a big ask if Woodville could control the ball from here on in. The 12-minute mark of the last quarter, and Woodville trail by 6 goals.
Centre bounce, conditions brighten up once again. People in the back of the stands can see who's who. Warriors are coming back. They're not done with yet. Parker couldn't get a tap away there. Templeton was playing for the free kick and he won it. Handball will come out wide to Colin McDonald. McDonald's got plenty of space and plenty of pace. He fires in towards full forward, but Peter Bubner read it beautifully. Williams was leading further afield. The kick in wasn't the one he was looking for. Bubner goes out wide looking for Craig Brady. That's very wide, and we'll see a throw in underneath the scoreboard. Central's 15-14. The Warriors are 9-14. We've played just over 13 minutes of this final quarter.
One of the rare times we've seen Peter Bubner kick poorly. There's Alex Lunn, got an horrific ankle injury during the 3rd quarter. It's wrapped in ice. He won't come back on the ground. Boundary throwing. Flintoff kicks. Templeton tackle. Out of bounds again. Right in front of the scoreboard, which shows Central 15-14, 104, leading Woodville 9-14, 68.
Those dark clouds for the moment appear to have passed over the top of Football Park. So at the moment, no rain, but still plenty of wind. Parker gets the tap away to beautiful 1-2 to Kevin Harris. Little Bulldog puts it in high towards full forward. Peter Bubner at the back again, read it well, beat 2 players. Whoops, now he's in trouble. The crowd won't holding the ball, but it's not paid. Kicked off the ground by Smith. Close to the boundary line. Mark Pryor will be first there, though, for the Dogs. Got no one to kick to at the moment on centre wing, and under pressure, it's out of bounds on the full.
Yes, right in front of the the Central District dugout there. Forced into an error, Mark Pryor was, and Ralph Sewer will take the ensuing free kick. About 55 metres out from goal, right in front of the grandstand. Long kick by Ralph Sewer, looking for Stephen Nichols. Oh, just nonplussed he was by Craig Brady, and Stephen Nichols shows his frustration by throwing Craig Brady to the ground, but Brady picks himself up. Well pleased with his performance today. 12 kicks from centre half back, and has handled Andrew Taylor and Stephen Nichols reasonably comfortably. Long kick by Brady. Max Parker backs into it. No, tries to punch it away. Philip Graham picks up. Yes, runs the gauntlet somewhat. Caught with the ball now. Gets it over to Stephen Anderson, who overruns it. Picked up by Lynch. Over to Harris, who gets down on it. Nose over the ball as always. Trying to find... got to be a ball up umpire. Has to be. And that's the way he sees it. David Trembath, I believe. About to bounce the ball.
Centre wing, Parker against Bytheen. Parker got the tap away. Anderson comes out with the football though for the Dogs, and away he streams. Half forward flank lead was made by Keith Allen. Rogers at the back. Rowe, Rogers overruns it. Picked up now by Fantasia. Got a handball out in the direction of McDonald, but he couldn't control it. Neither could Girdham. And we'll see a throw in just short of the left forward pocket. Dogs have done well today. Soundly beaten by North Adelaide last week. Throw in. Lounder from behind on this occasion. Far too much height for Andrew Rogers. Breaks free of the pack. Booms one in towards the goals, but the Breeze won't bring that one back. It'll take it away further wide, and we'll see a penalty free kick to Andrew Taylor.
And that was good stuff by the big fellow. Richard Lounder really is a find for Central District. 19 years of age, big lump of a man, and he rode his own knockout then, had a shot for goal, which not many big fellows are capable of doing. Top effort. He's played very well today, Lounder. Andrew Taylor kicking in from the back pocket. Oh, a boomer of a kick. Peter Bytheen knocks it away. Krieg after the ball. Harris is equal to the task. Feeds it to Ron Fuller. Quick hand pass over to Haylock. Haylock goes long, looking for Brentley Hughes, who's had an amazing last half for a fellow that's played very few league games. Left-hand hand pass to Darryl Panizza, and Panizza tries to get around his opponent. Doesn't try, he does. And a great shot for goal by Panizza, and he splits the centre. Great action on Seven's big lead. That was a top goal by Darryl Panizza.
Good effort there by Darryl Panizza. Had a million kicks today, 22 in fact for his third goal, and that could be the spark to lift the Warriors. 16 and a half minutes gone. They're getting closer. 5 goals the difference. Can the Warriors do it?
Well, they can, Rick, but they must make every post to win it from here on in there. 5 goals down. That means they've got to get the next 5 goals, obviously. If Central get one more, it's game, set and match, as Ian Day would say. Bouncer. Lounder wins it out. Wins out to Shields. Long left foot kick by Russell Shields, who's the biggest kick winner on the ground today. Great punch clear of play. Colin McDonald feeds it across. Picked up by Haylock. Goes long. Looking for Ralph Sewer. Bounces off Ralph's chest. But there is Michael Templeton. Feeding it out to Chris Toomey. Toomey after the ball, but Little Addison's too quick for him. Picks up, kicks left foot, trying to hug the boundary, which is I suppose, the clever way to go, and it's out of bounds, as Stephen Anderson hoped for, I believe, with the initial kick. Out of bounds right in front of the grandstand. We couldn't get any closer to the play than we are right now. Boundary umpire. Good throw of the boundary umpire. Deep throw in. Max Parker against Peter Bytheen. Parker wins out. Straight to Roger Girdham. Over the top. Left-hand hand pass to Stephen Anderson. Anderson left foot again. Had a lot of those today. Trying to find Keith Allen. Allen, great mark. This man's been a find. He can take a mark. 6 marks today. A long kick into his attacking area. Peter Krieg. The redoubtable skills of Peter Krieg win out there. A bit of a ordinary kick though into the forward line. Richard Lounder not quite quick enough to chase Jacquia. Well, he is. And Jacquia is still after the ball. Somehow or another, I think it could be out of bounds. And it is. No. He reckons that Steve Jacquia didn't try to keep the ball in play. Therefore, he's paid the free kick to, I think it's Russell Shields. His 29th kick for the game, if you don't mind. 29 kicks from the wing is match-winning stuff. And it's probably it is one of the reasons that Central are leading by 5 goals at this point in time. He's on an acute angle. It's a long kick. And somewhere along the line, it just veered off. For 1 point to Russell Shields. That makes Central 15 goals, 15, 105 points, leading Woodville 10-14, 74. Can Woodville mount that comeback that we have been waiting for?
Andrew Taylor goes directly down the centre of the ground. It's the way they've got to go. A booming kick turn looking for Parker. At the back was Bytheen. Off hands, here goes Kevin Harris. 100th game today for him in senior football. Up towards full forward. Ralphie Sewer's got it away. Box Ralphie fires towards goal, but he's dragged it. Pulled it across the face of goals and through for a point. The Warriors are 10-15. Central's 15-15. 5 goals the difference.
Bad miss by Ralph Sewer. They really had to make every post to win in our Woodville. Of course, Ralph realises that, but I felt he should have kicked that, given the opportunity that was put in front of him. Oh! Greg Thomas, Mr. Markey should have held. Mopped up by Chris Toomey. Kicks it high, and it's through. A great goal from Chris Toomey. Great action on Seven's big lead.
Yeah, good effort there from Chris Toomey, but what a mistake made by Greg Thomas in defence. It's cost them 6 points, and once Toomey got hold of the football, he made no mistake, and you can just feel that the Warriors are a rough hope of snaring this game back. They're now trailing by 4 goals. We've played 20 minutes. If they can take it away quickly from centre again, who knows?
Who knows indeed, Rick. I mean, I gave Woodville no chance of winning this game. They're only 4 kicks out of it now. But every post has got to be a winner, as I said before. They cannot afford to miss goals. They've just got to score every chance they get and make it a big one. Bouncer. Parker and Wythune. Parker wins out. Finds Harris. Coming into the game well, Kevin Harris this last half. Great left foot kick into his own forward line, of course. Looking for Panizza, who's now playing forward of centre because he's changing as a rover in the forward pocket. The umpire will call for a ball up. About 35 metres out on a rather acute angle. Woodville going forward. Max Parker comes in for the bounce up again. Goes to Peter Wythune. Craig Brady wins the knockout. Goes to the boundary. Tap on by Nichols. Goes to nobody in particular. In fact, it's out of bounds again.
Warriors have kicked 5 goals in this quarter to Central District's 2. So we've seen 7 goals kicked. We've played just over 21 minutes at the moment. Warriors trailing by 4 goals. Brady out of defence with a booming kick towards centre wing. Colin McDonald will be first there, but the bounce is a terrible one for him. Picked up by Russell Shields. He kicks very close to the boundary line, lands inside and then hops out. So we'll see a throw in centre wing.
Russell Shields had 30 kicks, if you don't mind, at this point in time. And the 21-minute mark of the last quarter. If he keeps going like this, he'll finish up with 40 possessions. Look how dark it is too. That's how we're seeing the game from our vantage point here at Football Park. Max Parker reaches for the ball. Not quite up to it. Round to Jeff Robertson from Peter Krieg. Robertson does a backward kick straight to Gary Haylock. And Gary Haylock now will drive the Woodville machine forward. Well, it's hardly been a machine that has. It's been a little rusty, the Woodville combination today. Fantasia has the ball, doesn't know which way to go. Finally finds Kevin Harris, all by his lonesome. Harris runs his full 15 metres, looking for and finding Gary Williams. Should have played on. Would have been a certain goal if he had played on, but he opted to go back and have a shot. He's had 7 marks, Gary Williams, since placed at full forward during the 3rd term. In fact, midway through the 2nd term, he might have had a go at full forward. And has done a good, well, as far as winning the ball goes, has had quite an effect on play. Kicking for goal, not so prominent. Here's his chance. I think that's closer to home. Yes, that's what the Warriors needed. That's injected blood into their comeback. A great goal by Gary Williams. His 2nd goal for the game. And Woodville creep a little closer. Would you believe they're 3 goals away from the Central combinations score? 15-15, plays 12-15. It seems an unassailable lead that the Bulldogs had at 3/4 time, but all of a sudden, Woodville look a silly chance.
You get the feeling the Warriors can bounce back with this. They need a win desperately. They've lost the last 2. And boy, do they want a double finals chance. Parker's got the tap out in the direction of Toomey. Coming through is Buckley. Bottom of the pack working hard was Harris. Krieg goes through. Gets away from Brentley Hughes, but no support for him. A hurried kick forward. It's gone straight to Max Parker. Well, Max took off with it. Bytheen applied the tackle. I think Peter Bytheen was a little unfortunate there because there was no doubt that Max Parker was bolting off to play on. 9th kick from the skipper as he drives in long towards full forward. Brady spools away from Nichols. The ball falls loose. Scott Lee went for the kick off the ground and missed it. Picked up by Nichols. Handball spears out wide to find Daryl Panizza. Panizza hooks around the body. It's a high one towards the left forward pocket. Templeton's got it. He'll play it on. There's a player loose. It's Kevin Harris. He's found him. Good kick in too to find Kevin Harris unopposed. And Kevin Harris, who hasn't kicked well for goals today either, is lining up for kick number 13. He's directly in front of goals, and if the Warriors get this, they'll be within 2 goals of the Bulldogs. Harris lines up and he's popped it through. The Warriors aren't done with 13-15. The Bulldogs 15-15.
And the crowd comes alive. I'd say it's a Woodville house today. And wouldn't you think so, because they are in the fight after all. And Central languishing in, what, 8th position. But nonetheless, it's been Central all the way to this last quarter. And the Warriors now 2 goals behind. I would say with a good 7 minutes of football to go, they are in with a real chance now. This is a real game of football. All of a sudden, it's come alive. There's the Cowboy.
Tension again on Cowboy Kevin Neal. His side led by 45 points at the start of this quarter. They now lead by 12. Parker got the smash away. Toomey, he's collared, forced to get rid of the football. Phil Graham thought about handballing, decides to drive long. Up towards half forward they go from behind. Bytheen, will he be paid? He won't be. The Warriors' defence desperate at the moment. Gurdon, whistle's gone. Free kick going the way of the Warriors.
Well, insult to injury. Rick Bythorn thought he had the mark, then gives away a free kick in the next instance. Long kick into Woodville's attacking area. At the back door is Max Parker. Can't get hold of the ball. Craig Brady butters up. Oh, one of those round the corner kicks by Brady. Finds nobody. And there's Haylock kicking the ball in front of him, or trying to. Flintoff bends down, legged. Umpire doesn't see it that way. Yes, he does. Free kick to David Flintoff. A very fortuitous one. It was there. No question about it. But you never know how the umpire sees an incident in relation to how you see it. Flintoff holding his head.
Into time on in the final quarter, only just by about 20 seconds. Flintoff with the ball in the centre of the ground. Warriors trailing by 12 points. And the 12th kick for Flintoff as he goes out wide. Leads are being made from Bythorn over that player's head. Jacqui is back there for the Warriors, and he'll see it out of bounds. Woodville, they just need to get this ball moving quickly. Within 12 points of success. Give O'Neill an anxious glance at the scoreboard. No doubt we'll have to go out with 3 wins to finish the season off. Throw in, Parker, Bythorn, Allen smashes it further forward, but the whistle's gone. Free kick's going the way of Woodville.
Yes, one of those boundary throw-in free kicks again. We've seen many of them today. Max Parker plays on from that position further down the field, over the top. Picked up by Lynch. Lynch, oh gee, ran into trouble. Kicked it straight to Russell Shields, the best man on the ground. 31 kicks Russell Shields. Oh, straight to Andrew Taylor's back. Andrew Taylor's running the wrong way, and the ball still hit him almost on the small of his back. Flintoff, a magnificent kick out there. Oh no, Anderson's outstretched hands aren't equal to the task. I thought at first that Flintoff, being one of those truly skillful players, would find Anderson then with his left foot kick, but not to be. The ball is out of bounds.
Throw in. Central's players just beginning to feel the pinch as far as fitness at the moment. A few tired players out there. Throw in. Up high went Parker. He got the tap away. McDonald overran it but recovered beautifully. Got the handball back to Parker and turned Taylor to Colin McDonald. Around Gurdon. Warriors desperately need a quick goal here as Schwartz is paddling it out in front of him. He just can't take possession. There's 4 Bulldogs there waiting for the crumbs, and they took it away and then lost it. Thomas now. Handball out in front of Mark Pryor. Coming to meet him was Lynch. Here's a chance now for Brentley Hughes. He kicks off the ground. Schwartz couldn't handle it. Chance for Jeff Robertson. He can. Gains a bit of time and booms it long up towards full forward. Taylor's got a beat too. Oh, late flyer there was Rudy Mandamaker, and throw in the right forward pocket. Well, Centrals are seeing the time tick away. 27 minutes gone. The Warriors 13-15. The Bulldogs 15-15.
Boundary throw in. Bulldog attack. Lynch, Jack Beer goes to the knockout. Phil Graham around the corner, out in the full, and a free kick to the Woodville team. Well, this has been a real resurgence by Woodville, something none of us up here in the commentary box would have guessed. They were playing poorly from go to woe in the first 3 quarters, but the last quarter they've grown another leg, half their players, and really made a match of it. Full credit to Malcolm Blight's Warriors, but I fear it's too late. Oh, Andrew Taylor goes for the ride, but Lounder takes the mark. Richard Lounder, I mentioned him before, 19 years of age, big strong ox. He really is a towering person on the football field, and he's going from strength to strength. He has won the rucking duels today, even against Max Parker. Long kick by Lounder. Andrew Taylor in front of Mandamaker. Mandamaker back of the pack. Fantasia knocks it towards the boundary. A very fortuitous. Well, I thought it was going to go through for a point, but it hasn't. They still lose Woodville in with that faint chance of winning the game or drawing the game. They are 12 points behind with about 3 minutes to go.
Smart thinking there from James Fantasia. Normally a player would have let that go through for a point, but a 13-point margin would certainly have robbed the Warriors of any chance. Boundary throw in, taken by Keith Allen. Works it out wide, looking for Phil Graham. Graham's good possession, tried to crash his way through. Down he goes again. Jacqui is in hard, paddles the ball out backwards. Harris had it dispossessed. In goes Andrew Taylor. And Central Districts managed to bottle the ball up at the moment in their attack zone as the time ticks away. They're 2 goals clear. We've played 29 minutes of the final term. It's as though the Warriors are going to go down for their 3rd straight loss. Not good signs for Malcolm Blight and his supporters as Bythorn gets a hurried kick forward, taken out of the air and fired away towards goal, but it's right across the face. This gives a chance for Colin McDonald. Blazes away towards centre wing. One-on-one duel, full of Krieg. Krieg read it beautifully. Superb judgment.
He's had a great game today, Peter Krieg. A marvellous player. He's just got so many skills, and that's one of them, courage. Kept his eye on the ball and won it the hard way. 20th kick to Peter Krieg. Boots it deep into his forward line, looking for Keith Allen. And Keith Allen may well have given away a free kick. I don't know how, because he's in front of the pack, but maybe somebody else infringed from behind. Max Parker gets the free kick. They want the ball back very quickly, Woodville, of course. Only 2 goals behind. There would be probably 2 or 3 minutes to go. Max Parker, 10th kick. He's going to come straight down the centre. Handball over the top, finding Gary Haylock. Haylock gets around his opponent. Oh, great smother by Greg Thomas. Keeps the ball in play. Tripped the Thomas. Yes, he was legged. No question about it. There it is. There's the siren. And Central District have won a very important game for the club. 15 goals, 15, 105. Beating Woodville, 13 goals, 15, 93 by 12 points.